The world don't love us, no. So we said fuck the world. Look, I know your kinfolk gone, but hold on. I know them lights ain't on, but hold on. Look, even if you feel you got nothing to hold on, I got a message. God said hold on to your sanity. I know you in a position that you ain't planned to be. With our lives, we're not addicted to gambling. You feel the pressure and the thoughts in your head are scrambling. You feel the storm getting closer. You feel like giving up before you even start, then it's over. You feeling like fuck it, you going through too much to be sober. Life is passing you by as you do this over and over, over and over, over and over, over and over. Time to make a change now. Instead of that, you fall a victim to the same now. Starting to find out that this life is not a game now. Back against the wall, couldn't run as the poor man screamed to the top of his lungs. Said fuck us. So we said fuck the world. The world said fuck us. So we said fuck the world. The world said fuck us. So we said fuck the world. The world don't love us. So we said fuck the world. For real. Look. Cover your eyes, don't wanna see the blood on the leaves. Bodies of eyes innocently hanging from trees, floating in screens, blood in the water, blood on the altar. Still don't believe justice is coming. Heavenly Father, did not Christ say vengeance is mine? Don't even bother. When he return, it's gonna be slaughter. Ooh, I know you don't wanna face it, but what's real love sound like hatred. And you gotta be fucking crazy if you think they gon' get away with killing all them babies, feeding them to alligators. All the women that was raped, the transatlantic slave trade made us build a nation that we can't partake in. School to prison, pipeline, mass incarceration. All the lives that's been taken, hated to love it. You only talk about forgiveness cause we never get justice. I think you really reluctant. I remember hearing a hood nigga say all the shit he would've done if he was living during slavery. Look what's going on today, and you ain't doing a damn thing but putting shame on your ancestors' name. But who's to blame? All these drugs, pills, weed, beans, and lean and cocaine. I get the feeling that we living in a big dope game. The world said fuck us. So we said fuck the world. The world said fuck us. So we said fuck the world. The world said fuck us. So we said fuck the world. The world don't love us. So we said fuck the world.
Now turn the headphones up just a little bit. Yo.
So up a Uncle Don. 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 So up a Uncle Don.
When I say my prayers, I gotta turn to the east. Turn to the east. Turn to the east. Before you go to war, y'all, you better turn to the east. Turn to the east. Turn to the east. When I say my prayers, I gotta turn to the east. Turn to the east. Turn to the east. Before you go to war, y'all, you better turn to the east. Turn to the east. Turn to the east.
I used to wake up every morning, boy, and all I seen was mess. Plus the shit that I was dealing with, all I seen was stress. Now I really know the truth, and I understand what hurting niggas. Beast of the fields, they eat us up, and they hurting you. U.P.K is what I'm reppin'. Zion means a weapon. Some of you niggas playing, but me, I'm really stepping. The mission that I'm on is waking up all our people. Show them we are the greatest. Nothing about us equal. Them heathens, they gon' learn. Them heathens, they gon' burn. Esau is about to fall, then Jacob is all turned. They been fucking with the chosen, so they gotta pay. Revelation 13 and 10, tell me what does it say?
So up a Uncle Don. So up a Uncle Don. So up a Uncle Don. So up a Uncle Don.
When I say my prayers, I gotta turn to the east. Turn to the east. Turn to the east. Before you go to war, y'all, you better turn to the east. Turn to the east. Turn to the east. When I say my prayers, I gotta turn to the east. Turn to the
my vein, descend straight from the greatest. All of my toolies blow, but that 40 know it's my favorite. And we losing all our babies to this crazy shit we represent. Fuck the money in the world, nigga, this crazy shit ain't making sense. We the children of the light, and we fighting all the darkness. The way I'm stacking ammo, my bitches thinking I'm heartless. Them devils get to smiling, got you thinking that he harmless. Remember Oklahoma? That is where them cracker bombs. The pain will make you wake up. You know they really hate us. They turn the truth into a lie. That's the shit they gotta pay for. The mission that I'm on is waking up all our people. Show them we are the greatest. Nothing about a sequel. Yeah.
When I say my prayers, I gotta turn to the east, turn to the east, turn to the east. Before you go to war, y'all, you better turn to the east, turn to the east, turn to the east. When I say my prayers, I gotta turn to the east, turn to the east, turn to the east. Before you go to war, y'all, you better turn to the east, turn to the east, turn to the east.
These motherfuckers got scraps too, don't get caught lacking. Y'all seen these old cowboy movies, you go to the bar, nigga, you about to get tried. You go out in the bar, you got there drinking with your brothers and that shit, and you about to get tried out here, but don't be caught lacking, don't kill your brother off some bullshit, man. Don't hurt your people, man. It's just for protection only, man. I got family out this bitch, man. I got brothers out this bitch, I gotta protect. Somebody trying to run up on us.
Fake love, real hate.
One West.
But we set apart, nigga.
They hate it when you up, but love it when you down. Love you when you dead, but hate you while you living. Only make a mention when it's beneficial. Oh, you can't keep it solid, I ain't fucking with you. Fuck a fake friend, show is over, close the curtain. Told you that they loved you, laughed at you when you was hurting. One thing about that U.P.K, this brotherhood for certain. Dress you up in all black, hurt you up to put that work in. Same niggas that was on the block putting that work in. Abandon that lifestyle, cause now I know my purpose. Coming from a place where a black man life is worthless. 400 plus years, yeah, living out them curses. I blame the so-called leaders in the churches. Was supposed to save our soul, instead they led us to the hearses. Backstabbed and betrayed by the people you would die for. Your family ain't family, so-called friends switch sides on you. Crack and take a knee on your neck, whisper and die, boy. So I stay strapped with the Kaepernick, that's the firearm. Gotta watch your back, you know them demons out here lurking. If I don't know shit, then I know one thing for certain, look. They hate it when you up, but love it when you down. Love you when you dead, but hate you while you living. Only make a mention when it's beneficial. You can't keep it solid, I ain't fucking with you. They hate you when you up, but love it when you down. Love you when you dead, but hate you while you living. Only make a mention when it's beneficial. You can't keep it solid, I ain't fucking
I
with
say
you.
fuck the fake love and disloyal behavior. Brotherhood is a weapon, but bitch niggas is contagious. Hating your elevation instead of hitting the pavement. Watching your every move and never give motivation. Situational friendships get away with adversity. And these days, just a little bit of your kindness a luxury. I'd rather you keep your distance, be a fuck nigga too close to me. Prefer to fuck with fear niggas than house niggas with notes on me. Get a shirt off my back for devoted niggas with loyalty. I noticed the lack of devoted niggas that's trustworthy if you ain't in all black. Ranked up, I give two fucks for free. Death before dishonor is a must. It ain't no choice from me, I'm bred different. Was never one to die, just bullshit, I'm fed different. Fuck all the information out of pulpits, I'm led different. Been taught to follow a code. Israel law, statutes, commandments, freely given, never sold, nigga. Chill.
They hate it when you up, but love it when you down. Love you when you dead, but hate you while you living. Only make a mention when it's beneficial. You can't keep it solid, I ain't fucking with you.
Shalom. How about Shimon Shabbat? Why how Shemal by Shimon Shai? It's priest and officer Abraham, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Everybody clap it up. Sabbath service. This is the Feast of Tabernacles. We're gonna go ahead and get started. We got Commander General Yohana going in heavy on World War III tonight. So we're gonna go ahead and get this Salakia. We got some technical difficulties over here. Stopped? No, it stopped streaming. Like I hear you, but I can't see. Right. Check it. Camera. There we go. Saying device is not connected. Okay, back in there. Should be a lag. Okay. So Commander General Yohana, as I was saying, is going in heavy on World War III. Yet come. Go ahead and make it adjustment. He's doing that. Commander General Yohana will be going into heavy into World War III tonight. So we're gonna get the Sabbath service going so we all can tune in to that. All right. Baaz, Bunny Howard, Bunny Ashab. How about Shimon Shabbat?
Shabbat Yahweh, Bunny Howard, Bunny Yahweh, Shabbat Yahweh, Bunny Howard, Bunny Yahweh. Yahweh Shabbat Shabbat. How about Shimon Shabbat? Majim, which means to stand. I.S.U.P.K, which means face the east. We're going to say the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Quadash, Hayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakwithka, Taba'ah, Ratazaka, Hayah, Aisha, Ba'arataza, Kawa, Hayah, Bashemayim, Nathalanawa, Lakam, Kal, Yawam, Basalak-lanawa, Kabawat-nawa, Kasalak-nawa, Kabawat-yanawa, Wala'ah, Tabi'ah-nawa, Benasai 1, Abal, Hawashai-nawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwith, Waha'ala, Wahazaparath, La'iwalamyim, Aman. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth, as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Give us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. This is the prayer for the power.
Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, Baba Kusha, Nathananawa, Hakak, Darpa'a, Ka Makala, Wakal Marawa, Hakak, Latahar, Matazarayim, Hakak, Lahakwim, Hamathim, Hakak, Al Rakawath, Hatama'ala, Lagarashan, Bashim Yahushai, the water Aman. Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, cast them out. In the name of Yahushua, thank you. So be it. Just a prayer for the blessings. Barakatah Yahweh, Wa Yahushua, Wa Mayaka Allah, Wa Allahayim, Matazabiyah, Allah Yahana, Ha Allah Ha Saranyam, Ha Quatazayanyam, Ha Koyoyoyam, Wa Ha Aquatium, Yahweh, Bashim Yahushua, the water Aman. Bless you, Yahweh, and Yahushua, and Michael, and the angels, Commander General Yohana, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters. Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua, thank you. So be it. This is Psalm 121. Asha'ah, Ayanya, Al-Haharyam, Ma'ayan, Yaba'ah, Izariah, Ma'aim, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemayim, Wa'arataza, Al-Yathan, Lamawat, Regalka, Al-Yanawam, Shamarka, Hana, La'ah, Yanawam, Wala'ah, Yayashan, Shawamor, Yasha'Allah, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Al-Yad, Yamyanka, Yawamam, Hashemash, La'ah, Yakaka, Wayarak, Balayala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makal Rai, Yashamar, Athnapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Taza'athka, Wabawa'aka, Mayatha, Wa'ayda Walam.
In the English,
I will lift up mine eyes to the hills. From whence cometh my help? My help coming from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Yasha'Allah shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in, even forevermore. This is Psalm 83. Alahayim, Al Damayalaka, Al Dakarash, Wa Al Dashakwat, Al Kayahana, Al Wayabyaka, Yahama, Yawan, Ra'ash, Al Imaka, Ya'ira Yamwa, Sawada, Wayatha, Ya'itazawa, Al Tazapawanyaka, Amarwa, Lakawa, Wanakakiram, Magalia, Wala'ah, Yazakar, Sham Yasha'Allah, Iwada, Kaya, Nawa'ai Tazawa, Laba, Yakadwa, Al Yaka, Baryath, Yakarathwa, Ahalia, Adawam, Wayashimai, Alayam, Mawa'aba, Wahagariam, Gabal, Wa'aimawan, Wa'aimalak, Palashath, Aim Yeshabia, Tazawar, Gam Ashiwar, Nalawa, Imam, Hayawa, Zarawai, Labunya Lawat, Salah, Aisha Laham, Kamadian, Kasaya, Sara'ah, Kayabian, Bonakal, Kwayashwan, Nashamadwa, Ba'ayandara, Hayawa, Daman, La Adama, Shayathamwa, Nadaya Mawa, Kairab, Wakazaba, Wakazabak, Wakatazor, Manai, Kal Nasaya Kamwa, Ashor, Amarwa, Naya Rasha, Lanawa, Ath, Nawath, Alahayim, Alahaya, Shayathamwa, Kagogala, Kakwash, Lapunya Rawaka, Kaash, Dawa Ira Yaira, Wakalahaba, Dalahat, Harayam, Khan, Daradatma, Basa Iraka, Wabasa, Wapaska, Dabahalam, Mala'a, Panyahum, Kuala Wayabakwash, Shamka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Waya Abahawa, Ayya Waya Kaparwa, Waya Abadwa, Waya Dawa, Kaya Ata, Shamka, Yahawa, Labatka, Al Yawan, Al Kal Ha'arataza.
In English, keep not thy silence.
Keep not thy silence.
Hold your house. Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
Be not still.
Hold your house. For lo,
Thy
thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee
have lifted up the
have
head.
lifted up the head.
They have
Taking crafty counsel
against thy people.
against thy people,
And consulted again.
thy hidden one. They have said, Come,
and let us cut them off.
let's cut them off
From being a nation.
from being a nation.
That the name of Yahshua.
That the name of Yahshua
may be no more remembered.
may be no more remembered.
But they have consulted together.
For they have consulted together
with one consent.
with one
They
consent.
are confederate against
They
thee.
are confederate against
The
thee.
tabernacles of Edom.
The tabernacles of Edom,
And the Ishmaelites.
And the Ishmaelites.
Of Moab.
of Moab,
And the Hagarenes.
and the Hagarenes.
The Baal.
The Baal.
And Ammon.
And Ammon.
And Amalek.
And Amalek.
The Philistines.
Philistines.
With the inhabitants of Tyre.
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
A sword.
A sword.
Also
is
joined with them.
joined with them.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
Selah.
Selah.
Do unto them.
Do unto them
as unto the Midianites.
as unto the Midianites,
As
to Sisera,
as to Jabin.
as to Jabin,
At the brook of Kessal.
at the brook of Kessal,
Which perished at Endor.
which perished at Endor.
They became as dung for the earth.
They became as dung for the earth.
Make their noble.
Make their noble.
Like a red.
Like a red.
And like the air.
And like the air.
Yea.
Yea.
All their princes.
All their princes.
As Abad.
As Abad.
And as Salmon.
And as Salmon.
Who said.
Who said.
Let us take to ourselves.
Let us take to ourselves
the houses of Yahweh.
the houses of Yahweh
In
in possession.
Oh my power.
Oh, my power.
Make them like a wheel.
Make them like a wheel.
As the stubble before the wind.
As the stubble before the
As
wind.
the fire burneth the wood.
As the fire burneth the
And
wood.
as the flame.
And as the flame.
Set the mountains on
So
fire.
let the mountains on fire.
So persecute them with thy tempest.
With thy tempest.
And make them afraid.
And make them afraid.
With thy storm.
With thy storm.
Fill their faces with shame.
Fill their faces with shame.
That they may seek thy name.
They may seek thy name.
Oh Yahweh.
Oh, Yahweh.
Let them be confounded.
Let them be confounded.
In trouble forever.
trouble forever.
Yea.
Yea.
Let them be put to shame.
Let them be put to shame.
And perish.
And perish.
That men may know.
That men may know.
That thou.
That thou.
Whose name alone.
Whose name alone.
Is Yahweh.
Is Yahweh.
art the Most High.
Art the Most High.
Over all the earth.
Over all the earth. Sorry. La Yashala. La Yashala. Yashal. This means to be seated.
Seated. We're gonna make quick work of this. Read through the Hebrew, the first 7 verses. Oh yeah, come, okay. Most High in Christ. I start off with the Hebrew. This is Leviticus chapter 23 and verse 1. All right, you can follow along in the Blue Letter Bible. Just go to the Blue Letter Bible, type in Google Blue Letter Bible. When the first option comes up, click on it in the search screen and type in Leviticus 23. Click on when Leviticus 23 comes up, beside each verse, beside each verse, you'll be able to click on tools. You'll see the interlinear, and that's what we're reading. All right. This is Leviticus 23 and verse 1 through 7 in Hebrew. Wayah Yahweh al-Mashah la'amon. Verse 2. Debar al-Banya Yasha'ala wa Amara Alaham Ma'wa'ayah Yahweh Shah Takwara Awa Atham Ma'Qura'ah Kodash Alaham Ma'wa'ayah. Verse 3. Sheshah Yamayam the Aisha Malakah Wabayawam Hashabayayah Shabbat Makorah Kodash Ka Malakah La'ah the Aisha Shabbat Hawa'ah La Yahweh Achal Mawa Shabbat Yakam. Verse 4. Al Mawa'id Yahweh Makora'ah Kodash Ashar Takora'awa Atham Bamawa'id Salaki Bamawa'idam. Verse 5. Bachadash Harashat Salaki Harashma Ba Araba'ai Asherah Lachadash Bayan Ha-Arayam Salaki Ha-Arabian Pasak La Yahweh. Verse 6. Wabakamasha Asherah Yawam Lachadash Hazah Ha Hamatazawah La Yahweh Shabbat Yamayam Matazawah Ta'akal. Verse 7. Bayawam Hara'ashwan Makora'ah Kodash Yahaya Tam Ha Malakah Abadah La'ah Aisha. That's the end of verse 7. Shabbat Olive will take it for us in the English.
Khan. This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, verse 2, speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them concerning the feasts of the Lord, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations. Even these are my feasts. Verse 3, 6 days shall work be done, but the 7th day is the Sabbath of rest and holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein. It is the Sabbath of the Lord in all your dwellings. Verse 4, these are the feasts of the Lord, even holy convocations, which ye shall proclaim in their seasons. Verse 5, in the 14th day of the first month, at even, it is the Lord's Passover. Verse 6, and on the 15th day of the same month is the feast of unleavened bread unto the Lord. 7 days ye must eat unleavened bread. Verse 7, in the first day ye shall have a holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein.
All right. So now, you want to Salaki. I'll just keep going. This is verse 8 in the Hebrew. This is Leviticus 23 and verse 8. Waha korabtam Ashah La Yahweh Shabbat Yamayam Bayawam Hashabbat Makora'ah Kodash Ka Malakat Abadah La'ah Ta'aisha. Verse 9. Wayadabar Yahweh Al-Mashah La'amar. Verse 10. Debar Al-Bunyan Yasha'ala Wa Amarat Al-Ham Kaya Taba Ya'aw, Ah, Ha Rataza, Asha, Anya, Nathan, Lacham, Wa Quatazaраtham, Ah, Quataza Yara, Wahaba Atham, Ah, Imar, Ra'aishya, Quatazarikam, Ah, Ha Kahan, verse 11, Wahanaya, Ah, Ha Imar, La Panya, Yahweh, La Ratazan Kam, Makarat, Hashabat, N.W.O, Ha-Kahan, verse 12, Wa-I.S.U.P.K, Bayawam, Anayakam, Ah, Ha-Amar, Habash, Tamayam, Ban, Shanathra, La-Yahaw, verse 13, Ya-Ma-Nakath, Salak, Ya-Ma-Nakath, Shanya, Asharayam, Salah, Balawala, Bashaman, Shah, La Yahweh, Rayak, Nayakak, Wanasaka, Yayan, Rabbi Ya'ith, Ha Hayan, verse 14, Walakam, Wakwalya, Wakamawa, it's like Wakaramal, La'ah, Ta'akawa, Itizam, Hayawam, Hazah, Habayakam, Ah, Kwaraban, Allahayakam, Kakwath, Awalam, Ladarathyakam, Bakal, Mashabatyakam. That's the end of verse 14.
Con. This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 8. But ye shall offer an offering made by a fire unto the Lord 7 days. In the seventh day is that holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein. Verse 9. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, verse 10, speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, when ye be come into the land which I gave unto you, and shall reap the harvest thereof, then ye shall bring a sheaf of the first fruits of your harvest unto the priest. Verse 11. And he shall wave the sheaf before the Lord to be accepted for you. On the morrow, after the Sabbath, the priest shall wave it. Verse 12. And ye shall offer that day when ye have waved the sheaf, and he lamb without blemish, of the first year for a burnt offering unto the Lord. Verse 13. And the meat offering thereof shall be of 2 deals of fine flour mingled with oil, an offering made by fire unto the Lord for a sweet savor. And the drink offering therefore shall be of wine, the fourth part of hin. Verse 14. And ye shall eat neither bread, nor parched corn, nor green ears, until the selfsame day that ye have brought an offering unto your God. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations in all of your dwellings.
Just your wazaba.
Chupa Yawazaba.
Just your wazaba.
Yawazaba.
Banya how?
Baya Yahweh. Baya Yashala.
Your wazaba. Banya how? Banya shala.
Yahweh Bashim Shah Barakatah.
Yahweh Hashem Shah Barakatah.
I.S.U.P.K. This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 15. Wasapartham, Lakam, Ma Makarath, Hashabath, Ma Yawam, Habayakam, Af, Amar, Imar, Hatana Shabai, Shabathwath, Thamayamath, Thahaya Hana, Yana, Aid, Mamakarath, Hashabat, Hashabayaith, Thasaparawa, Kamashim, Yawam, Waha Kwarabatham, Manakah, Kadashah, La Yahweh. Verse 17. Mawasha Bathyakam, Dabaya, Dabayaawa, Lakam, Dana Wapa, Shathayam, Shanya, Aishiranyam, Salaf, Kamataza, Da'awa Payanawa, Shalakia, Da'a Payana, Baka Warrium, La Yahweh, verse 18. Waha, Kwarabatham, Al, Halakam, Shaba'ith, Kabashim, Damayamam, Bunya, Shana, Wapar, Bun, Bakwar, Akkad, Alayam, Shanyam, Yahweh, Salakia, Yahayawa, Ailah, La Yahweh, Wa Manakaktam, Wa Nasa Yakham, Asha, Rayak, Nayakak, La Yahweh, verse 19. Wa Aisha Yatham, Sha'ayar, Aitazayam, Akkad, La Ka'atath, Wa Shanya, Kabashim, Banya, Shana, La Zabak, Shalamyam, verse 20. Wa Hanayap, Hakahan, Atham, Al, Lakam, Habakawarium, Danawapa, Lapanya, Yahweh, Al, Shanya, Kabashim, Kodash, Yahaya, Salaki, Yahayawa, La Yahweh, La Kahan, verse 21. Wa Kwara Atham, Ba'aitazam, Ha, Yawam, Hazah, Makwara, Kodash, Yahaya, Lakam, Kal, Malakath, Ibadah, La'ah, Kwa'akwath, Iwalam, Bakal, Mawashabathyakum, Mawashabathyakum, Ladarathyakum. That's the end of verse 21.
Con, all one con. Leviticus chapter 23, verse 15. And ye shall count unto you from the morrow after the Sabbath, from the day that ye brought the sheaf of the wave offering. 7 Sabbaths shall be complete. Verse 16. Even unto the morrow after the 7th Sabbath shall ye number 50 days, and ye shall offer a new meat offering unto the Lord. Verse 17. Ye shall bring out of your habitation 2 wave loaves of 2/10 dills. They shall be of fine flour. They shall be baken with leaven. They are the first fruit unto the Lord. Verse 18, and ye shall offer with the bread 7 lambs without blemish of the first year, and one young bullock, and 2 rams. They shall be for a burnt offering unto the Lord, with their meat offering and their drink offerings, even an offering made by fire of sweet savor unto the Lord. Verse 19, then ye shall sacrifice 1 kid of the goats for a sin offering, and 2 lambs of the first year for a sacrifice of peace offerings. Verse 20, and the priest shall wave them with the bread of the first fruits for a wave offering before the Lord. With the 2 lambs, they shall be holy to the Lord for the priests. Verse 21, and ye shall proclaim on the selfsame day that it may be an holy convocation unto you. Ye shall do no servile work therein. It shall be a statute forever in all your dwellings throughout your generations.
Verse 22.
Sir.
Go ahead.
Verse, yes.
21.
Come, sir.
All right.
Elijah.
So like, we'll let so like, he can, we'll let him be. So I'll carry from verse 22 down to 28.
No.
You just read it, right?
Come on.
Okay. Yeah, this is Leviticus chapter 23, verse 22. Why by Quatadarkum, Quatazayar, Aratazakam, La'a, Akala, Ba'a, Shadka, Ba Quatazarka, Walaquat, Quatazarika, La'a, Dalaquat, La'ain, Walagar, the Aiza, Atham, An, Yahweh, Allahayakam, verse 23, Wayadebar, Yahweh, Al-Mashah, La'amar, verse 24, Debar, Al-Banya, Yasha'Allah, La'amar, Ba-Kadash, Hashaba Ya'ay, Ba-Akkad, La-Kadash, Yahaya, Lakam, Shabbatwan, Zakarwan, Tarawa'ai, Makara'ah, Kodash. Verse 25, Kal, Mala'akah, Abadah, La'ah, the I.S.U.P.K, Wahakorabtam, Ashar, La Yahweh. Verse 26, Wayadabar, Yahweh, Al-Mashah, La Amar. Verse 27, Akkad, Ba'ashawar, La Kadash, Hashaba Ya'ay, Hazar, Yawam, Hakapari, Hawa'ah, Makara'ah, Kodash, Yahaya, Lakam, Wa'ain Yatham, Ath, Napash Shah Yakam, Napasha Yakam, Wahakorabtam, Ashah, La Yahweh. Verse 28, Wakal, Mala'akah, La'ah, the I.S.U.P.K, Ba'atazam, Hayawam, Hazar, Kaya, Yawam, Kapari, Hawa'ah, La Kapar, I.S.U.P.K, Lapanya, Yahweh, I.S.U.P.K. That's the end of verse 28. So take it from 22 to 28.
Another one. Leviticus chapter 23, verse 22. And when ye reap the harvest of your land, thou shalt not make clean residence of the corners of thy field when thou reapest, neither shalt thou gather any gleaning of thy harvest. Thou shalt leave them unto the poor and to the stranger. I am the Lord your God. Verse 23. And the Lord spoke unto Moses, saying, verse 24, speak unto the children of Israel, saying, in the 7th month, in the 1st day of the month, shall ye have a Sabbath, a memorial of blowing of the trumpets, and holy convocation. Verse 25, ye shall do no servile work therein, but ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. Verse 26, and the Lord spoke unto Moses, saying, verse 27, also on the 10th day of this 7th month there shall be a day of atonement. It shall be an holy convocation unto you, and ye shall afflict your souls. An offering made by fire unto the Lord. Verse 28, and ye shall do no work in that same day, for it is a day of atonement, to make an atonement for you before the Lord your God.
To what?
To make an atonement for you before the Lord your God.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Verse.
That's the end of verse 28.
Counsel.
Imagine.
Came out of war, but Yahweh, but Yahshua. How about you, Yahshua?
Shop. See it? Up here.
Start at verse 28. You go ahead.
29.
29. So like,
You want that?
Yeah, just a while.
yeah, come on.
It's a while.
Get it, baby.
So, Leviticus 23 and 20. Salakia. All right, Salakia. This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 23 and verse 29. Kaya, Kal, Hanapash, Ashar, La'a, Ta'ina, Va'itazam, Hayawam, Hazah, Hawa, Karatha, Ma'ai, Maya, verse 30. So let me take these. See your damn things. Verse 30. I think that's me.
So like,
I think that's me.
for time's sake, we got to read that in English. You see what I'm saying? Hey, if you could, Cattle War, take that right there. read that in the English. It's just easier. You understand? The word, it's in Hebrew, but it's easier for you to see it right there so we can get it correct, okay?
Come on, Kai.
Yeah.
So we at verse 30.
30.
Waka, Hanapa, Shashar, Daisha. Ka, Malaka, Baitazam, Hayawam, Hazar, Waha, Abarath, Salaki, Waha, Abarathia, Av, Hanapash, Hawa'a, Makorab, Aimar. Verse 31, Ka, Makala, La'a, Daishawa, Kakwaf, Abalam, La Darathiakum, Bakar, Mashabathiakum. Verse 32, Shabab, Shabathman, Hawan, Lakam, Wa'ai Yatham, Salaki, Wa Anyatham, Av, Napash Athyakum, Ba Tasha La Kadash, Baira, Aid, Arab, the Shabafkum. Verse 33, Vayadabar, Yahweh, Ab, Mashah, La Amar. Verse 34, the Bar, Ab, Banya, Yasha'ala, La Amar, Bakamash, Asherah, Yawam, La Kadash, Hashabayaya, Hazar, Kag, Hasakah, Ha Sakawaf, Shabaif, Yam, La Yahweh. Verse 35, by Yawam, Hara Ashwan, Makura, Quadash, Kal, Malakav, Ibada, Allah, Daishwa. Verse 36, Shabaif. It's the end of verse 35. So 35. It's the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 29. For whatsoever soul it be that shall not be afflicted in that same day, he shall be cut off from among his people. Verse 30. And whatsoever soul it be that doeth any work in that same day, the same soul will I destroy from among his people. Verse 31. And ye shall do no manner of work. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations in all your dwellings. Verse 32. It shall be unto you, it shall be unto you a Sabbath of rest, and ye shall afflict your souls in the 9th day of the month at even. From even unto even shall ye celebrate your Sabbath. Verse 33. And the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, verse 34, speak unto the children of Israel, saying, the 15th day of this 7th month shall be the Feast of Tabernacles, for 7 days unto the Most High. Verse 35, on the first day shall be an holy convocation. He shall do no servile work therein.
And that's what we in right now, the holy convocation of the Feast of Tabernacles. Go ahead.
That's the end of verse 35.
Okay, that's the end. We're going to clip it up for time's sake to meet the general. We're going to clip it up right there. So, Abadium. Second. La Yashal. Men of Israel, gird thyself, prepare to salute the Torah. Yahweh Shimon Yahshua Yah.
How about Shimei Shepherd? Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. Yep.
Y'all should be out not rock. Yeah. I.S.U.P.K, yeah.
All right. Give it to Baal. Salute the Torah right there.
I.S.U.P.K.
All right, take it back. This concludes the Sabbath service. We'll close out with the prayers.
Wapan Yahweh, which means turn and face the east. We're going to say the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakwithka, Daba'ah, Ratazaka, Hayah, Aisha, Ba'aratza, Kawa, Hayah, Bashemayim, Nathalanawa, Lakam, Kal, Yawam, Wasalaknanawa, Kabawatnawa, Kasalaknawa, Kabawatinawa, Wala'ah, Dabayanawa, Budasai one, a ball, Hawashanawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Waha'ala, Wathaparath, Lawalamian, Aman.
In English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come, will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Give us our debts. Give our debts. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Thy is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory. Love. So be it. It's a prayer for the power. Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Baba Kushah, Nathalanawa, Hakak, Lara Pa'ah, Kal Makala, Wakal Marawa, Hakak, La Tahar, Hamatazarayim, Hakak, Lahakwim, Hamathim, Hakak, Al Rakawa, Hatama'ala, Lagarashan, Ba'ashem Yahushai, the water among.
In the English, Yahweh, name Yahushai, please, give us the power, power to heal, power to heal, all manner of sick, all manner of disease, all manner of disease, power to cleanse the leper, power to cleanse the blood, power to raise the dead, power to raise the dead, power against unclean spirits, to cast them out, Yahushai,
So be it. Just a prayer for the blessings. Barakatah Yahweh. Wa Yahweh Shai. Wa Miyaka Allah. Allah Salaki. Wa Allahayim. Mataz Abiyah. Allah Wap Yahana. Ha Allah Wap Yam. Ha Saranyam. Ha Kwatzayanyam. Ha Koyoyoyam. Wa Ha Kwatim. Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahushai. The water among.
In English, bless you, Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh. And Yahushai. And Michael. And the angels. Commander General Yohana. The generals. The captains. Officers. The troopers. And the sisters. Yahweh. Your name Yahushai. Thank you. So be it. This is Psalm 121. Asha'ah. Ayanya. Ahari. Mayan. Yaba'ah. Isaiah. Ma'aim. Yahweh. Aisha. Shamayam. Wa'arataza. Al Yathan. Lamawat. Regalka. Al Yanawam. Shamarka. Hana. La'ah. Yanawam. Wala'ah. Yayashan. Shawamar. Yasha'ala. Yahweh. Shamarka. Yahweh. Tazalka. Al Yad. Yamyaka. Yawamam. Hashemash. La'ah. Yakaka. Wayarak. Balayala. Yahweh. Yashamarka. Makal Rai. Yashamar. Athapashka. Yahweh. Yashamar. Tazaathka. Wabawaka. Mayatha. Wayarawalam.
In the English, I will lift up mine eye. I will lift up mine eye. It's coming my help. What's coming my help? Coming from your house. Help coming from your house. Which made heaven and earth. You not stuffing that foot. You not stuffing that foot. Be moved. He that keepeth thee. Not stumble.
Behold, he that keep you out your hour shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh thy keeper. Yahweh thy shade. Upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee. From all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in. From this time forward, and even forevermore. The Psalm 83. Alahayim, Al-Dama Yalaka, Al-Dakarash, Wa Al-Dashikwat, Al-Kayahana, Al-Wayabika, Yahama, Yawan, Ra'ash, Al-Aimaka, Ya'ira Yamwa, Sawada, Wayatha, Ya'ai Tazawa, Al-Tazapawanyika, Amarwa, Lakawa, Wanakakidam, Magalia, Wala'ah, Yazakar, Sham Yasha'ala, Iwada, Kaya, Nawai Tazawa, Laba, Yakadwa, Al Yaka, Baryath, Yakarathwa, Ahalia, Adawam, Wayashimai, Alayam, Mawaba, Wahagarian, Gabal, Waimawan, Waimalak, Palashath, I'm Yeshabia, Tazawar, Gamashiwar, Nalawa, Imam, Hayawa, Zarawai, Labunya Lawat, Salah, Aishalaham, Kamadian, Kasiyah, Sara'ah, Kayabian, Banakal, Koyashmon, Nashamadwa, Bayandara, Hayawa, Daman, La'adama, Shaitamwa, Nadaya Mawad, Kairab, Wakazaba, Wakatazor, Manai, Kal Nasaya Kama, Ashar, Amarwa, Nayarasha, Lanawa, Af, Nawaf, Alahayam, Alahaya, Shaitamwa, Kagagala, Kakwash, Lapanya Rawaka, Ka'ash, Daba Ira, Wakala Haba, Dalahat, Harayam, Khan, Daradatma, Basa Iraka, Babasa, Wapathka, Daba Halam, Mala'ah, Panyaham, Kwalawan, Wayabakwashwa, Shemka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Wayabahawa, Ayat, Wayakaparwa, Wayabadwa, Wayadawa, Kayata, Shemka, Yahawa, Labadka, Al Yawan, Al Kaharatza.
In English, keep not thy silence, hold not thy peace,
Hold not thy peace,
and be not still,
O Yahweh, for Lord, thy enemies make a tumult,
and
and they that hate thee,
lifted up the
and
head,
lift up the head,
counsel,
they have taken crafty counsel against thy people,
consulted against,
exalted against thy hated ones. They have said, Come, let us cut them off from being a nation. At the name of Yahshua, if you no more remember, that they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee.
the
Tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites, Moab, and the Haggadah, Gabal, and Ammon,
and
Amalek,
the
Philistines,
with the inhabitants of Tyre,
with the inhabitants of Tyre, a sword, also join with them.
They have opened the children of
They
Lot,
have opened the children of Lot. Salah, who unto them, and unto the Midianites, and to Sarah, and to Jabin, Kisan, which perished in Endor, became as dung for the earth. Make their nose like a red, like the head, yea, all their princes, as the body, as the woman,
who said,
said,
take to ourselves,
let's take to ourselves
the houses of Yahweh,
the house of Yahweh, and possess all my power. Make them like a wizard, and stumble before the wind, as the fire burns the wood, and as the flame set up the mountains on fire. So perfect with thy temper, make them afraid with thy storm, fill their faces with shame. They may seek thy name, oh Yahweh, let them be confounded, trouble forever. Yea, let them be put to shame, and perish. They may know that thou,
His name alone is
your house. Most high.
over all the earth.
Blessed are you, out.
King of heaven and earth.
And all things living. Your house. Name I.S.U.P.K. Listen to us now.
Right now. That he was the curse. Punishment, destruction to the heathen and speak against us. Thy prophets, the teachers, the priests, the priests, Israelite brothers, in the school, that he was the curse. Punishment, destruction to the heathen, shake loose the treasures of the rich, Israel, that refused to give to the school, force their riches into thy sanctuary. He was the curse. Punishment, destruction to the Edomites and the nation, and the courts, the prisons, Planned Parenthood, all the governments of our enemies, Amalek synagogues, armies, Roman Catholic Church, the Pope, Islam, Christianity, Egyptology, militia, Ku Klux Klan, Aryan Nation, skinhead, Pastor Comatology, the lesbians, spies, workers of witchcraft, that's the space program, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine, Wall Street, open up the internet, and the airway, cable access channel, and radio channel, convict the spirit, prevent thy people that seek to stop us, and bring swift destruction to all the heathen that stand in the way, to try to stop us, and broadcast your word throughout the planet Earth. Let us all the planet, cause them to go to and fro, and consume them. Let the plague shake the house of the thief and the murder. Let your house shine. Michael Lane came down with the flying sauce. Punish all the heathen that come up against us. Let us speak thy word. Talk to them about all that have done it. Spread through the media, throughout the whole world. Thank you. So big. Sar, men of Israel, we're going to give one Oh, Salah. Men of Israel, we're going to give one courtesy salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, Majid Shabbat, Amajim, Barak, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabbat, Yahweh Matah, dismiss.
All right, everybody, to water again for tuning in to the Sabbath service. The general is getting ready to come on right now. What we're going to do is, as soon as he comes on, we just going to switch it from our class, and we're going to stream, we're going to jump right into the general and see what he has to say about the breakdown on World War III. And he gonna break it all the way down to the ground for us, what stages we in, what it's looking like, because it's looking real bad. You understand? Real bad for the oppressor, I'm saying. What? And you understand? Real bad for our oppressor. You understand? That's what we've been praying for. What these prayers that we pray at the beginning and the end of every Sabbath service is that our oppressor gets what he deserves. And he gets thrown out of the seat or gets loses his seat, or Christ comes back and take that seat of authority away from the oppressor over top of our necks, man. And that's what we've been praying for. That's what we've been pushing in the Israelite school of I.S.U.P.K, that our oppressor gets to get what he deserves. We get justice for all the things, all the atrocities that's been committed against the Lord's people, man. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. So, you understand? Tune in. You understand? Stay right where you at. We're going to take a short break, and we're going to come back, continue to stream when Commander General Yohanan comes on, all right?
going for 175. Just contact me on Messenger. Can get you one ASAP. That being said, shalom.
Right. Can everyone hear me? We good to go here? Clap it up then. Let's get it on. Most High in Christ. Akim and Agwathian. We're going to go over the Third World War tonight, all right? Unfortunately, Commanding General Yohana could not be here because he was pulled away at the last minute on God's business, which is also an indicator of how short these times are and how much work we have to do and not much time to do it in. So I'll be covering the class for Commanding General Yohana. Our topic tonight is World War III. Clap it up. And how about this? Because of World War III, let's drink a little scotch in here tonight, you diet. Clap it up. We at the end. This is the end. We might as well drink because we're at the end. We're going to go into World War III prophecies in the Bible. I'll answer every question that you have about the Third World War. If you have a question about the end times, about the coming of Christ, about the prophecies that lead up to the coming of Christ, you ask now. I believe the brothers told me if anyone wants to call in, I believe there's some time that you can call in and ask questions as well. I'll take the questions in the room, all right? Everyone understands? Let's start with a few precepts, all right? Just let me know if I have any questions online to answer, okay? First, give me the precept about the Good Shepherd, right? If I could sum up what you should think about World War III in one concept, this is, I believe, what I would do. You want to think about this like if you could know if a terrible danger was coming, and this terrible danger was not going to happen to you, but was going to happen to someone else, and that danger was going to put you in safety. That's World War III. So it's a terrible thing, and war is a horrible thing. But this war frees you. This war brings peace on the earth. And the biggest thing to understand about World War III is that you must want it to happen. Now, that concept will go against your Christian ideal. You know, you have the black community right now that is against, against the war in Palestine. You've seen that, Yedai, have you not? Oh, they can't stand the war in Palestine. They want someone to free Palestine, to end the bloodshed in Palestine. Here's the problem, blacks and Hispanics. Without war in Palestine, there will be war in Los Angeles, in Philadelphia, in Camden, in Chicago. We cannot have peace without World War III. It's impossible to have. You have to want it to happen. You have to pray for it. You have to ask the Most High God every day to bring war in the Middle East, because war in the Middle East is where World War III will happen. That war in the Middle East brings peace all over the world. There will be peace everywhere if there is war there. Now, if there's no war in the Middle East, if the Israelis get all the settlements that they want, and if they come together with a peace accord with Hamas and Hezbollah, then there will be war in Chicago. More. There will be more death all over the Mexican border. There will be death in Venezuela. There will be babies who don't have parents in South and Central America. The reservation will wake up one morning with more missing daughters unless there's war in the Middle East. There must be war in the Middle East. World War III is important, and all of us must pray for it. We must ask the Most High to bring it to pass. Everyone understands, right? Any questions? If not, I'm going to start rocking and rolling. Let me know, Marah, right? Matthew 24:6. Whenever you have it, I'm ready to rock. And someone just feed me the World War III questions online, all right?
Book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 6. And you shall hear of wars and rumors of wars.
Read that again.
And you shall hear of wars and rumors of
Now
wars.
think about how many years ago Jesus Christ said this. He said this, my God, 2,000 years ago. He gave us a warning of something that was going to happen to help us. And what a glorious God we have to even give us a warning about a day like this and times like these. But he gave it to us. He gave it to us right here in the Bible. You shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. Is that not happening right now? That's the election is 20 days away. That is all you are going to hear about is war every day, war all the time. Everyone is terrified of it. Everyone wants a president that can stop World War III. That's who they're going to elect. They're going to elect someone that they believe will bring peace to the Middle East. They've been trying to elect someone that brings peace to the Middle East for about 30 years or 40 years. Every president promises that they will avert World War III, that they will stop World War III. You can't be so up. You have to want it. Jesus Christ said, you shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. There's wars between the Palestinians and the Israelis. There's a possible war between South Korea and North Korea. There's wars between this country, possible wars between this country. You shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. Go ahead.
God, sir. See that ye be not troubled.
Be what?
See that ye be not troubled.
The Lord said, see that ye be not troubled. What does the term troubled mean? Anyone know? What's today's term for troubled? Worried. Worried. That's why so many people want peace in the Middle East. That's why all of your so-called black leaders are praying for, the Palestinians, and they want to help the Palestinians. And that's why our oppressor wants to help the Israelis. Everyone wants there to be calm and quiet in the Middle East because they know that the Middle East is where World War III will take place. They know that's the valley of decision. That's the valley of Jehoshaphat in the Bible. And so because of that, they want everything calm over there. Christ said this, don't be worried.
Right.
Don't be troubled, man. Worrying is not a solution to World War III. That's not how you solve that problem. You solve your World War III problem by praying for World War III and preparing for it ahead of time. That's not worrying. Worrying makes you loot stores and commit suicide. You're going to see that coming soon. You're going to see tons of Edomites or so-called oppressors. They'll go out and kill themselves because they think World War III is coming. They'll commit mass suicides. Why? Because they worry too much. Because they're troubled all the time. Because they're afraid of a thing that is going to cause peace. There's going to be peace on earth because of World War III. Don't be troubled by it. Don't worry about it. It's going to happen. It's a good thing. Also, give me another precept, where in Jeremiah, if I could, Yediah, where the wicked so-called man of God came from Israel and Jerusalem and said, this is a long captivity. That's the term you need, a long captivity. And I need the good shepherd, all right? Don't be troubled. World War III is coming. It's going to happen. I don't care who in the hell becomes president. It is going to happen. It's supposed to happen. War in the Middle East means the war stops in North Philly. It stops in Brooklyn. It stops in Harlem. It stops in Baltimore. That's what that means. All right? Don't be troubled. Don't be worried. Keep going.
Jeremiah chapter 29 and verse 28. For therefore he sent us in Babylon, saying, this captivity is.
I'm sorry, Warrior. Not quite yet. Just hang on to it for me, please. All right? I'll finish up with Matthew 24. Whenever you're ready.
Matthew chapter 24 and verse 6 in the middle.
Everyone knows they can eat right now, right? You aware of that, Marah? Yes, sir. Y'all get it on.
For all these things must come to pass.
Why shouldn't you worry? Read that again.
For all these things must come to pass.
Come on, man. Why are you worrying about the Palestinians and how many of them over there dying? And how much rubble you got to dig under to find a Palestinian kid? Who cares? What difference does it make? Why are you worried about some synagogue over there in Israel getting, bombed? Or who cares about any of that? These things have to happen. Don't you see the world went on prospering while you died in Chicago and in Baltimore and in Mississippi? And while you died all over America, you died in Juarez, the world went on to prosper. The world didn't stop and make some big fund and campaign to end the violence in your neighborhood. Why? Because our oppressor knows as long as the violence happens among blacks and Hispanics, there will be no war among countries. They don't want countries to fight, because countries fighting means that Christ is coming back. And that's what this entire thing is about. What do you want to learn about World War III? Want it, desire it, pray for it. When you watch the news, Commander General Yohana watches the news, watching the prophecies climb, watching them stack and stack, because he knows that this must happen for God's children to be free. So many of you become suckers for peace, and all you care about is finding a way to have peace. You're a bunch of flower children and hippies. When any man of God would know, either they're going to fight over there or we're going to fight here. That's a fact. That's what George Bush said about the Iraqi war. He said, well, I had to invade Iraq so that we could fight over there and not have to fight in America. That's a quote from George Bush. And I understood it well, because I know there must be World War III so that my brothers can stop killing each other in Memphis, so that my brothers can stop killing each other in prisons, in the prisons of California and in Texas and in border cities. I know there must be World War III, or else my brothers will never have peace among each other. Everyone understands. You're not going to be worried about this anymore. You're not going to be afraid of World War III, scared to death. You're going to want it. You're going to ask God to bring it to pass. Does everyone understand? Go ahead.
Verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation.
Read that again.
For nation shall rise against nation.
For nation shall rise against nation. This world is so comfortable with your petty gang violence and your petty disputes that end up with children dead. They are very comfortable with that. They're fine with that. There will be no push to stop you from dying, ever. There will be no global campaign to end the death among Mexicans or South and Central Americans, or among the brothers and sisters that live on the reservations. There will be no global campaign for peace in your community. And I understand. Nation must rise against nation. These countries have to fight. They have to get it on. And you should encourage it. You should encourage countries fighting each other. You should pray that North Korea invades South Korea. You should pray that South Korea invades North Korea. You have to want it. You have to desire it. Or else you don't love your people who die while there's peace in the Middle East. Well, there's peace over there, and they make accords at Camp David. Your people die. Nation shall rise against nation. Keep going.
And kingdom against kingdom.
Forget about it. Kingdoms like Saudi Arabia. Oh, they're going to fight. They're going to fight the United Arab Emirates. They're going to go to war with each other. They're going to spill so much blood, the sand will be red. And it's a good thing. It's cleansing to this earth. There'll be so much peace among you and I once our enemies are fighting abroad. You and I will get along. You and I will share. I'm fine, warrior. You and I will share what we have. We'll come together in love and in unity. And we'll know every day that our enemies are killing each other. And we're not even there. Everyone understands. Keep going up. Whenever you're ready. Detroit a hand. I see you, warriors. The water, Detroit. My God. Imagine growing up. Can Detroit hear me? Detroit, are you there?
Con, sir. We hear you.
Detroit, over in Detroit, have you become accustomed to violence throughout your youth in Detroit?
Con, sir.
Can you imagine being from Detroit and praying for peace in the Middle East? Can you imagine that?
Con, sir.
I mean, that's a ridiculous thing. To be from Detroit and to have a campaign to save the Palestinians, to save the Israeli people that were kidnapped. When you live in Detroit, can you imagine that? That's what this world thinks of us. This world thinks that we don't care about our own self-interest. This world thinks that we don't care about what benefits us. They think that they can rally us together to vote for whoever will bring peace in their neighborhood. that will bring peace in their house. Enough of that. All right. From now on, we're going to pray for World War III. I'm going to explain to you after this precept what World War III is. Now you know it has to happen. It must come to pass. Nation shall rise against nation. Kingdom must rise against kingdom. Now give me the second and the third woe shall come. You know what I want, you die. The second woe shall pass, and that's that.
So Revelation chapter 11 and verse 14. The second woe is past.
Here's another precept, man. Think about how good the Most High God is to us. To give us precepts to warn us against something that everyone else will be shocked when it happens. When World War III begins, everyone else is going to be completely stunned by it. They won't be prepared for it, but you will be. There is a great war that's coming to this planet. There was a war in the past. It was at one time it was called the Great War. It later became to be known as World War I. World War I is when every nation on the planet went to war with each other. They chose sides up. There was I believe his name was what's this French Ferdinand. To my memory, the Archduke Ferdinand. He was assassinated, and when he was assassinated, I believe he was the king over Austria, or the Archduke Ferdinand. He was assassinated, and because of that, everyone speculated about who killed him. And so then all of the countries teamed up on what side they were on. If you supported this Archduke and you thought these countries killed him, then you were enemies of the countries that you thought assassinated him. And they all began to team up with each other. And who were allies? America, France, Great Britain. Give me some other ones. Those were the main allies in World War I. All right. Who were they against in World War I? They were against Germany. They were against Italy. Those were the main enemies in World War I. And they fought each other. And more people died on this planet than had ever died in history. That's where the whole myth of seances comes from. Sisters, you've heard of seances, right? Seances are it's a cultural phenomenon that happened after World War I, because every woman had a dead son or a dead husband or a dead family member, and people wanted to talk to their family members. And there were charlatans that would speak to your dead husband, speak to your dead son. And they got rich because people didn't know how to handle that much death. That's what happened after World War I. Then about 10 years later, this country called Germany under Adolf Hitler invaded Poland. First, he invaded the Rhineland, that's like right outside of Poland. Then he invaded Poland. And then he just kept going. And because he invaded Poland and invaded the land outside of Germany, Great Britain began to attack him. They began to attack Germany. Then Germany bombed Great Britain. And so now these two enemies are at war with each other over in Europe. Then what happened? Then on December 6, 1942, I believe, Japan bombed Pearl Harbor. And Japan was an ally of Germany and an ally of Italy. And because Japan bombed Pearl Harbor, which was an American military base, then America joined the war on the side of Great Britain and on the side of Free France at that time. Then the entire country was at war because every ally of America had to fight the allies of Germany. There wasn't, Australia was fighting in that war. Little Kiwi countries, New Zealand was fighting in that war. Every little countries in Africa were fighting in that war. Everyone fought in World War II. And then more people died than died in World War I. And it was a terrible thing. And Alexa, how many people died in World War II?
Numbers vary from 50 million to 55 million civilians and 21 million to 25 million military deaths, giving an approximate number of 71 million to 80 million total deaths in World War II.
That's what happened. 81 million people died in World War II. It was a terrible thing. Out of the rubble of World War II, there arose the greatest superpower ever, America. America was never got bombed, never had any fighting on American soil. America grew and grew and became, they went to the moon after that. About 20 years later, 15 years later, they were on the moon after World War II. They prospered. Well, this is what the Bible says. Now read it again, please. The second woe is past. What does the term woe mean? Woe means destruction. There was the first woe when about 30 or 40 million people died. Then there was the second woe where about 80 million people died. The second woe is past. The second war is in the past. Keep going.
Behold, the third woe coming quickly.
Read that again.
Behold, the third woe coming quickly.
Behold, who knows what the term behold means? It's integral to this breakdown. Behold means look. Look. The third war is coming quickly. Look. Why look? Because there are prophecies happening that if you look at them, if you watch, you can know that this day is coming. It's close. It's close. And prophecies that even when I was in the truth young, when I was learning at the feet of Commanding General Yohana, things I couldn't imagine would ever happen have happened. They've happened already. This third world's war is coming fast. It's coming quickly. And we're being warned of it. Please, Marah.
The word Hana, which is where the character Ha comes from. That word behold is a attention drawer. It's not just like look and see, but it's like, oh, look at that.
Pay attention. Yeah, I wish you would. I mean, you should pay attention. It's so terrible. So many people are going to die. The Bible says that there is death coming that has never been seen since the foundation of the world. If you think 80 million people is something, you are slow to what's about to happen during World War III. There is going to be so much death. It's biblical. It's biblical. And we know about it. And we know it's going to happen. We know it's coming. And it's a good thing. It's good. The same way World War II was good for America. World War III will be good for Israel, for blacks and Hispanics. World War III will be the launch pad for our nation, the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. Without World War III, you can just continue to die in Memphis, Tennessee. You can know that your children will have a future like your past. That's what's going to happen. But because of World War III, your children will have a better future. Everyone understands. All right, what's next? Give Trinidad a hand. Can Trinidad hear me? Trinidad, can you hear me? Let me know when he's ready. Give me Trinidad, can you imagine praying for peace in the Middle East while you live in Trinidad and suffer poverty and death? Can you imagine doing something like that? It's a ridiculous concept. I don't even understand how black leaders ask black people to be against, to stand for the Palestinians. I don't even understand how you have the gall to ask them. You know where they come from. You know what they've lived in. You want them to what? March for Palestinian peace? That's what you want from them. I guess they can march. They don't have a job. They can't feed their children. I guess they have nothing to do other than to march for the Palestinians. We want war in Palestine. We want war in the Middle East because that war creates peace on earth. Yeah. Well, thumb me out, please. See me one more.
Florida and Georgia, and all they did was give them $700. Oh. The excuse was there's a war over there in Ukraine,
you kidding?
Russia, and there's a war over there in the Middle East with Israel, Hezbollah. But for us, there's nothing that happens.
That's an amazing thing. I don't know. Sometimes I want to question our oppressor and ask them, who do you think we are? Like, do you think, you see how Elon Musk brung out those robots out? I know when I saw those robots Elon Musk brung out, he said they can watch your children. They can bartend. They can dance. You see the one dancing? Oh, there's one, a robot that just dances. He's dancing. There's one bartending. And there's one that can babysit you. And I looked at that and I say, finally, he knows. He is a marketing genius. And he knows, really, white people just want a slave. That's their desire, to have a slave. To have someone who has no thought of their own existence, their own safety. and only cares about his master. And so Elon Musk is going to sell you a slave. Sell you a slave in a few years. We cannot behave like that. We have children. We have a land of our own. We have a future that's greater than our past, and it cannot happen unless World War III happens. Give me what I asked for earlier. Hold on, please.
We got a question online.
Please.
Brother said, if I may, Adawan,
Of course.
in the kingdom, plumbers and electricians work on the Sabbath. Is there a provision for water leaks and power outages?
One more time. In the kingdom,
Will plumbers and electricians work on the Sabbath? Is there a provision for water leaks and power outages?
in the kingdom, plumbers and electricians, is there, meaning will people have water and electricity in their house? Is that what he means?
He's saying, will plumbers and electricians work on the Sabbath?
I'll raise you one. One day soon, there's going to be war in the Middle East, and that war is going to drag every country in the planet into fighting in the Middle East, into the land of Israel. And then there's going to be nuclear war. Nuclear war, the one you all are terrified of, the one you've thought about since you were a child. That nuclear war is going to happen in the Middle East. Once that war is over, the people who were taken so that they would never be harmed at all from that war are going to come back down on the planet Earth. We're going to build a society. And in that society, slaves will make sure that your water is running. Slaves will make sure that your every need is provided for. If you can face World War III, pray for it, ask the Most High for it, you will never have to worry about water or electricity again. It won't be your problem. That'll be the problem of the slave whose responsibility it is to bring that waterfall that spills over a mountain into your land, to irrigate your farms and to feed your flocks. Water and electricity will be someone else's problem. If you can behave yourself like a man that knows the end is near. Everyone understands. That's the kingdom of heaven. It's hard for us to understand it because we think we're going to be electricians in heaven. I get you. I understand. I'm one of you. You think, well, I got to be to work on 9 a.m. How am I going to go to heaven? That's how terrible things are here for us. You think, well, Christ got to come back soon because I have to be at work at 7 a.m. in the morning. No, you don't. If World War III happens, you don't have to be at work. You don't have to become an electrician. You don't have to be anything. You can sit and benefit from the good deeds that you did while you were here. Who else does that? Our oppressor. He's not an electrician or a plumber. He sits and benefits over because he went through World War I and World War II, and he conquered the planet. Someone else will handle those things for you in the kingdom, brother. Just make sure you don't get high. Just make sure you don't eat pork, shrimp, or crab, and lobster, and make sure you keep an oath in the Israelite school of U.P.K. And the Most High God will provide for everything else in the kingdom. All right? Go ahead. Not quite. Not quite. Give me Zephaniah 3 and 8. No, I'm sorry. You're right. Give me the Good Shepherd now. You got it?
Just got in Houston. You got Chicago.
All right, Houston, Chicago.
Austin, Louisiana, and
Give headquarters, Louisiana, Austin a hand. Can Chicago hear me?
Sir.
Chicago, can you hear me?
Con on Wakan, sir.
Have you heard that black people are telling you to support the Palestinians, to pray for them, and to pray for the hostages in the Middle East? Have you heard about that?
Con on Wakan, sir.
How many cousins and family members do you know throughout your life have been killed?
Oh my God, I can't even begin to count out of one since I grew up here in Chicago a great portion of my life. I got memories of going away over the summer my freshman year, and brothers that I went to school with not coming back
14 years old, getting unalived over the summer, cases of mistaken identity and drive-by shootings and things like that. So I got cousins, like you said, who've been in the street and were unalived, best friends who didn't make it into their 20s. So I've never heard the block leaders or the organizers out here or the religious leaders ever say a word about remembering them and acknowledging their lives.
Well said. Well said. We have to pray for war in the Middle East. We have to pray for World War III. We need it. You understand? We need it. Things cannot continue the way they are. This peace is killing us. This peace is killing us. Please continue.
John, chapter 10 and verse 11. I am the good shepherd.
This is Jesus. These words are written in red. Jesus Christ said, I am the good shepherd. You know what a shepherd is, right? A shepherd is that man that watches over a flock of sheep. He has a big staff in his hand. He's in the mountains with these sheep. These sheep are in danger because they're in the mountains. There are bears and lions everywhere that want to eat his flock. But he's a good shepherd. He's a good shepherd. Continue.
God, the good shepherd giveth his life for the sheep.
What does the good shepherd do? Read that again.
Giveth his life for the sheep.
The good shepherd gave his life for the sheep. That's who we serve, Jesus Christ. That's who Commanding General Yohana serves, and which is why Commanding General Yohana has always been preparing us for World War III, because he follows Jesus Christ, and Jesus Christ is the good shepherd. The Bible also says that the good shepherd, when he sees that the wolf is coming, he protects the sheep from the wolf. Commanding General Yohana has always been trying to protect us from people that would influence us to be against World War III, because that's going to cause us to lose our lives. We have to encourage World War III. We have to want it to happen. We have to pray for it to happen, because otherwise we lose our lives. Everyone understands. And I'm sure Louisiana, are you there?
Come on, sir.
Louisiana, what has life been like for you down there living in Louisiana?
Nothing short of horrible, sir. I watched. I had a chance to be around the so-called mom and pop stores in the black community. I saw it all crumble under the crack epidemic, sir. So, it was horrible.
The crack epidemic. How could I forget, brother? Well said. I almost forgot about the crack epidemic. Can you imagine the people that have lived through the crack epidemic out on Facebook and TikTok praying for Palestine, praying that the hostages be let free? That's your concern. You are one of Elon Musk's robots. That's what you are. You're an Elon Musk robot. You're something that is made to serve someone else. God would have you be different. The Most High is Jesus Christ, and he's a good shepherd. He's going to protect us from the coming death. And there is death coming like you just can't believe, like you just cannot believe. I believe that's it, you die, unless you think there's more. Give me the other one I asked for. Let me give you the concept of what preachers like who is constantly trying to influence black people to stop World War III. Tavis Smiley, Jesse Jackson. Well, he don't really do much anymore. Lord be with him. What's the other cat's name? T.D. Jakes, Kamala Harris, Donald Trump. I'm missing one. Al Sharpton. Any preacher. They all, they don't want war in the Middle East. They want them to get along in the Middle East. They want them to come. They want a two-state solution so that they don't have to fight in the Middle East. But meanwhile, they expect blacks and Hispanics to stay second-class citizens forever. They never ask for a two-state solution for us. All I hear all day is that the Palestinians and the Israelis need a two-state solution. They need for the Israelis to have a land and for the Palestinians to have their own land so that they don't fight each other. Meanwhile, when have they ever said that blacks and Hispanics should get our own state, that we should be able to be separate? They want us to integrate. They want us to join our oppressor, but they want the Palestinians to get their own country. You are an Elon Musk robot. You're made to serve another man, but you don't have any concept of what benefits your own people. But Jesus Christ is a good shepherd. He's a good shepherd. He protects us. And he sent Commanding General Yohana to pray every day for World War III. Can you imagine how many years Commanding General Yohana has been praying for World War III? Before you were ever goddamn born. He's been praying for it and praying for it, knowing that that was the only way that blacks and Hispanics could live. What do you have, brother? So now I'm going to read about your preacher, your reverend, or the person that you're going to vote for. This is what they think. Go ahead.
Therefore he sent unto us in Babylon, saying.
So this is when the Israelites were in slavery in Babylon, right? So these men came from Jerusalem, I believe, and they said this. Go ahead.
This captivity is long.
They said this captivity, this is a long captivity. You're going to be here a long time. Keep going.
Build ye houses.
Do what?
Build ye houses.
Because you're going to be here for so long, build a house. Build a house here. Keep going.
And dwell in them.
And live in that house. Go ahead.
And plant gardens.
And plant gardens. Go ahead.
And eat the fruit of them.
And eat the fruit of those gardens. Go ahead.
And Zephaniah the priest read this letter.
Now Zephaniah read the letter that came from the government of Israel at that time. He said, well, hey, we here in hell. We're here in hell in Babylon. And our own leaders are telling us, you're going to be there a while. So just make your peace there. Get comfortable there because you're going to be there a long time. Continue.
Zephaniah the priest read this letter in the ears of Jeremiah the prophet.
So Zephaniah, who was a priest, a man from the tribe of Levi, the chosen people of God, he went and read this in the ears of the prophet of God, Jeremiah, at that time. Keep going.
Verse 30. Then came the word of the Lord unto Jeremiah, saying, Send to all of them of the captivity, saying, Thus saith the Lord concerning Shema the Nehemonite, and because that Shema have prophesied unto you, and I sent him not, and he caused you to trust in a lie.
Meaning this prophet, this so-called prophet of God, he prophesied something that God did not say. God never wanted us to be comfortable here. He does not want that. That's what Martin Luther King wants. That's what your reverend wants. He wants you to think about yourself like you are an American, like you are a Mexican, like you are a Haitian, like you are a Guatemalan. He wants you to think that you are just, you're a Puerto Rican. That's who you are. You make your peace there. You get comfortable there. But God did not say that. That's not what the Most High God said. Keep going.
Because they, verse 32, therefore thus saith the Lord, behold, I will punish Shema, the Nehemite, and all his seed. He shall not have a man to dwell among this people.
The Most High God, because he said it's going to be a long time, plant a garden, build a house, and live in it, the Most High cursed him from ever having children. He was never going to have children again because you cannot put that mindset in a people that yearn to be free, a people that need freedom. So if we don't get World War III, what do we get? The next crack epidemic, the next HIV epidemic, the next gun violence epidemic. So then if this world is not going to come to an end, does this one keep going? It just continues like this forever? God didn't say that. We're all here and we live here in America and in Mexico and Trinidad, and we live all over the world. But we live here like people yearning to go home. And that is what you have to do. You have to be in America, not like I'm an American citizen. I live here. I'll become a Christian because that's what Americans do. I'll go vote because that's what Americans do. I'll just do what everyone else does. Hey, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. You can't do that. You're going to have to behave like a person who is yearning to be free. A person that is yearning for your own land. Please, Marab.
Sir, that is a perfect example when that damn crazy sovereign, I'm a sovereign citizen. I don't need to show you my ID. I need to get my LLC
Amazing. It's an amazing. Yeah, give him a hand because he's telling the truth. Yeah, a sovereign. Like, can you imagine thinking that, I'm a sovereign citizen. I have rights. I have the same rights as a white man has. The Constitution, George Washington. It's a lot here. George Washington. You're not him, Mark. Okay, you're George Jefferson, but you're not George Washington. All right, you don't have the rights that they have. Their rights come from their ability to kill people, not from constitutions and letters and bills and laws. Their rights come from their ability to kill someone and for it to go unpunished. That's where their right is the right of might. You understand? Their strength is why they're able to do what they want, not because of the Constitution or any law at all. Their might is what makes them right. Everybody gets it, please.
A non-sovereign citizen, but was an actual white man, told a child to stop. Then a purple group said that child should have stopped for the non-sovereign white man.
Give him a hand. Yeah, he's speaking about the I.U.I.C., who was the I.U.I.C., the Purple Pigs. They were on the side of George Zimmerman when that incident happened, and they said that Trayvon Martin should have stopped when George Zimmerman told him to stop. They are Elon Musk robots. You understand? But here tonight and here all over the world, under commanding General Yohana, he's taught us about Jesus Christ, and because of that, we want World War III to happen. We should be praying for it. As the time gets closer, pray for it, man. You turn the news on and you hear about it, pray for it. Pray that North Korea and South Korea get it on. Pray that they fight. Pray that there's nuclear war. That the most terrible thing that you could imagine, pray that it happens, because in doing so, the terrible thing you've been going through your whole life will finally be over, because you've been going through something that you could write a book about. You could write it. White people would write a book about your life. They'd have a New York Times bestseller if they went through what you went through. If you don't want World War III, then you want the continuation of today's hell. Everyone understands. All right, let me go on. Give me Ezekiel. Give me Zephaniah. I'm sorry. Isaiah 54 and 16. Well, thumb y'all, please see me one more time.
Isaiah chapter 54, verse 16. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire.
Ooh-wee. The Lord said, I have created the smith. A smith is a blacksmith. A blacksmith is someone that used to exist a long time ago that would make weapons. He would make horseshoes as well, things like that. And the coals were because he had to make fire. The fire had to get very hot so he could stick metal in fire, melt the metal, and then shape the metal. The Most High God said he made the smith. This war that you see bubbling and burning in the Middle East, God made it up. That's where it comes from. God made the current situation in the Middle East. World War III is going to happen in the Middle East, where every nation on the planet will come down into the Middle East fighting over land, fighting over oil, fighting over hostages, fighting over Palestinian babies who have been killed, fighting over something. And they'll get down in that Middle East and they will fight each other. As they fight each other, someone will use nuclear weapons to win that war. Then the other countries will use nuclear weapons to combat theirs. And that's World War III. World War III is a war. It's a war that's fought with nuclear weapons. America has never had a war where they did not use the weapons that they have made. Never. In World War I, they used mustard gas. They used chemical agents in World War I. They used them. They used chemical warfare was used a ridiculous amount in World War I. In World War II, what did they use in World War II? The hydrogen bomb and the atom bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. They dropped those. Listen, they dropped hydrogen bombs when the war was won. Do you understand? Meaning, I mean, for you, those of you that don't know, World War II was happening. It was going on for about three and a half years. Germany had surrendered. Adolf Hitler committed suicide. Now there was only war in the Pacific. That's it. They won. They were winning. The Japanese people were about to surrender. They sent letters to America saying, let's negotiate a surrender, because they could not win. They could not win because Germany had surrendered. Mussolini had been hung. In Italy, it was only Japan left that was fighting. They won Africa. Japan was alone fighting all the allied powers of America. Japan, the Emperor of Japan, sent letters to America saying, let's sue for peace, which is the old way of saying, let's negotiate peace. America read the letter under Truman, President Truman, read the letter and said, we've been working on this bomb for about 2 years, though. We got it about right, and we're not going to know if it works unless we use it. And then they also said, we have the Russians who are our allies. Russia and America were allies during World War II. We have to show the Russians that they better not step up at the end of this and try to take land. They were working on it. They had it. They had to do it just to know that it worked and to scare any of the possible future enemies. They dropped a bomb on Hiroshima, I believe, first. Was it Nagasaki? Hiroshima first. Alexa, how many people were killed at Hiroshima?
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, approximately 66,000 died in Hiroshima and 39,000 died in Nagasaki.
Let me tell you, they dropped Nagasaki was first. Nagasaki was a fishing village. No, Nagasaki was a fishing village. They dropped it on Nagasaki, 39,000 people died. Japan said, all right, you win. They dropped the other bomb anyway. Even after Japan quit, they still dropped the bomb and killed double the amount of people. Are you telling me that America has nuclear weapons and they're never going to use them? I don't see that. That's not their record. When they make a weapon, they use it. America has a cache of nuclear weapons. I think they have maybe 10 times the nuclear weapons that Russia has. They're going to use those nuclear weapons on Russia. They're going to do it. It is who they are. It's like the old, raise your hand if you're a Gadite in here. Sister, and you know the Gadite said that if a scorpion asks you to ride on their back and says they're not going to bite you, in the middle of a water where the scorpion will drown, the scorpion will still bite you. His reason is he's a scorpion. He can't help himself. America is going to use nuclear weapons. It's going to happen. They can't help themselves. They have to do it. Here's the good news. That nuclear war ends the wars between the Serenos and Norteños. It ends the wars between the vice lords and the gangster disciples and the black disciples. It ends the war between West Philly and North Philly. It ends the wars between this South Side gang and this guy gang and this blood and this Crip. It ends the war in your house with you fighting with your husband. It ends the war in your neighborhood with you fighting with the people that you lay in the bed with. It ends that war. We now will all have peace because of nuclear war. Everyone understands. Mirage.
Salaki, General.
Go ahead, Warrior.
Shalom, General. It's wild, General.
Good to hear from you. What can I do for you?
Count on, sir. If I could, so I have three scriptures, if I could, General.
Please.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 2, verse 23. And it came to pass in the process of time that the king of Egypt died, and the children of Israel sighed by reason of bondage. And they cried, and their cry came up unto the power by reason of the bondage. Verse 24. And the power heard their groaning, and the power remembered his covenant with Abraham, Isaac, and with Jacob. Verse 25. And the power looked upon the children of Israel, and the power had respect unto them. Salaki, sir.
Give him a hand. That's a hell of a precept. I'm sorry, go ahead, Mara. Give Honduras a hand. Honduras, are you there? Can Honduras hear me? You got it, Honduras. You want to say something, let me know. Como te puedo ayudar?
Also, too, in the zone, they got a question. Just unmute when y'all ready. Be respectful to the general, but unmute whenever y'all got a question.
I appreciate you, boy. Let me keep going, all right? Where was I at next? Am I missing something?
We had just ended off with Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
Okay, solid. You know about all of that. That's proof that they're going to use their weapons. They used them back then. They used them in World War II. They are absolutely going to use nuclear weapons in World War III. Did I go over Isaiah 54:16? Are we done or we have more? Go ahead.
And bringing forth an instrument for his work, and I have created the waster to destroy.
Meaning the Most High God is the one that created the blacksmith that makes the weapons. The Most High God is the one that created the man that made nuclear weapons. He wants it to happen. He wants nuclear weapons to be used because the Most High God wants you to live. And you will not survive without this war. You cannot survive. All right, keep going.
Verse 17, no weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper.
This is why Christ said you shouldn't worry. Come on, man. You don't have to be all scared of World War III. You praying for it and praying for peace in the Middle East, praying for the Palestinians, praying for the hostages to come home like some you know what. You don't need to do that. Why? Because you are not going to get harmed in World War III. You're not going to get harmed. Your clothes won't smell like smoke in World War III. You're going to be fine. There's no reason for you to worry about it at all. But your enemy is going to be wiped out. There'll be no more remaining of the house of Esau. Your enemy is going to be gone. All of the people that came together and unified in your destruction will all be wiped out with one stroke. All of them. And I know that one people can be unalive and another people survive. I know that because I'm black and Hispanic. And I know that my people can die while other people thrive and live and get rich. So why is it so crazy to think that World War III can happen, nuclear war can happen, and my people can live, and some other people can cry? That's going to happen. You won't be harmed at all by World War III, but your enemy absolutely will finally be removed out of the way. Keep going.
And every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment, thou shalt condemn.
And every tongue that opens their stupid mouth to come up against us will condemn them, which is what you see us doing right now. That's why it's important what you brothers are doing out in the street, man. Out on the internet, out on TikTok and Instagram, and on every other thing else that you out there speaking on. It's important that you condemn the people that speak against World War III, that say that it should not happen, that say that it's a bad thing. It's a great thing. It's an outstanding thing because blacks and Hispanics who obey the will of God will not be harmed. It's a good thing. Continue.
This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord, and their righteousness is of me, saith the Lord.
You get that, the water. Give me Zephaniah 3:8. Well, you know what I need? Oh, give me this day shall not come to pass. Where is that at? This day shall not come to pass. That's what you need. That's what you need to get your stupid head right about World War III. To get your mind together about World War III. That's what you'll do after tonight. You'll leave here tonight with your stupid head screwed on straight about World War III. You won't be all scared about it, worried about it, praying that somehow they come together and get along. You won't do any of that nonsense. You'll be encouraged and you will be gleeful when you hear about war in the Middle East, because war in the Middle East is the beginning of World War III. Everybody understands. You have that yet for me? I can give it to you. If you need it, let me know. I know where it is. It might be these things shall not come to pass. And then give me the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse in Zephaniah 1 and then Zephaniah 6. All right.
Chapter 2, in verse 3. Let no man deceive you.
There you go.
By any means.
Go ahead.
For that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed.
That's why the Most High God said that we have to speak against these people. We have to condemn them who speak against this word. Why? Because our oppressor does not want anyone to know about the great day that World War III is. It's a wonderful day. It's an amazing thing. It's so beautiful, I could cry that all of the nations on this planet will come together and fight each other. And in the end, we're the only ones left standing. That is just beautiful. That's what's going to happen. Now, our oppressor doesn't want you to know that. He doesn't want the world to know who he is and that he is a liar. And he's been lying to you about World War III, lying to you about nuclear war. He's been making you pray for peace in the Middle East while you die in your own neighborhood. That's an amazing, that's like magic, really. That's like a magical act that a people on crack and drugs and heroin could say, pray for Palestine. Pray for the Israelis. That's magical that he could even achieve something like that. Well, the Most High God wants him to be revealed, to be the devil the Bible speaks of. And that day shall not come to pass unless he is revealed. Don't you want Jesus Christ to come back? Goddamn Christians out there listening. You don't love Jesus? What happened to Jesus? You don't care about him now. You don't want Jesus Christ. You don't love your Lord and Savior in the blood of Jesus on the holy cross and Episcopalian Jesus love and everyday holy day saints, Mount Olive. You don't love Jesus now? I thought you loved Jesus. Well, Jesus Christ is not going to return without World War III. Jesus Christ is not going to come back until every prophecy concerning him has happened. That's in the Bible. That has to happen. Every prophecy concerning him must happen. So if you love Jesus so much, then World War III has to happen. Nuclear war has to happen. If you're afraid to die, don't worry about that. You're not going to die unless you should. Unless you're one of the ones that absolutely should die. But if you're not, if you're keeping the commandments, if you're doing what's right by the Most High God, you have the U.P.K here. You got us here up all goddamn night and day. You got Command and General Yohana flying all over the goddamn globe, going everywhere to help you. You don't have to die if you don't want to. You want to live? Good. Well, the U.P.K is here to show you how to survive World War III. We're doing it for you. So you no longer have to be afraid of it. Everyone understands. You die, I believe that's it. Go back to the other one now. Give me, yeah. Go ahead, Warrior, please. Please. Excellent. Go ahead and read it.
Behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven.
That's what it says in the Bible. Behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven. That's nuclear war, where your eyes burn out of your head and your tongue. I'm sorry. I'm fine, Warrior. Hey, what the hell? Since you're here, you might as well give me one more. It is World War III. The day coming that is going to be hot like an oven. That's nuclear war. Give me that precept, I believe, in Zechariah about your tongue melting away in your head. Give me that precept. That day is coming. Keep going.
And all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble.
Come on now. Why is that such a bad thing? All the proud and all the proud that do wickedly, they shall be stubble. You know what stubble is? Stubble is like you take a wood and you burn it down, and it's the little crunchy bits of brown, hot wood that you could just step on, right? That's what stubble is. All of the proud. Who is proud? Our oppressor is proud. There is no one more proud than our oppressor. He's going to become firewood soon. He'll be gone. He'll be gone. There'll be no more of him. No more liars. No more thieves. No more molesters. No more of the people that hurt. Oh, Lord. I just said that word. I should have said it. You better come over here real fast. You die for this one of y'all. I'm still up, but I got to stop. They gave me a warning. All right. No more people that abuse children. They're firewood. Your preacher is firewood. Your preacher is kindling. That's what's going to happen to him. It's going to be time to feed the worms shortly. Shortly. Any more? I'll get you, sis. Go ahead.
And the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord Yahweh.
Come on. Don't you know that's why the world is such a bad place? Everyone knows we live in a bad world, right? I think even our oppressor, other nations know that this world is an evil place, right? Am I correct about that, Marah? Wouldn't you say that it is universally believed that this world is a cold and bad place? All fake Israelites believe that. The U.P.K believes that. All Christians, Muslims believe that. Am I right or wrong, y'all? Tell me. Marah. Go ahead.
There's a kids movie called The Lawrence. At the end of the movie, it says, if you don't change, then you can't help somebody else. You got to change first. I'm like, hey.
Yeah, but they know. Listen, every race knows that this world is a terrible place. Now, this precept just answered a question for you, and World War III will solve the problem for you. Why is the world such a terrible place? I'll give everyone a shot to ask it while I drink more of this good scotch. But this is what you have to remember. The answer will be in the precepts we discussed. You want to think that. Why is the world such a terrible place? Whoever wants to give it a shot, please, officer.
Go ahead.
You're walking down the street of it. When the wicked beareth rule, the people. That's in the Bible.
Oh, never mind.
Let me give you a more succinct way to say it. The world is an evil place because of evil people. That's it. That's why things are terrible here. That's why you worry about your children when they go to school. Because you know the minute they're out your sight, some evil person could abuse your child. That's why you worry every day. When your wife goes somewhere, you worry about her. What's going to happen to her? You're worried when you go in your door. You're worried about criminals breaking in your home. You're worried about the police hurting you too, which is ridiculous that would be your concern. You got to worry all at the same time that criminals might harm you, harm your wife, steal your car, and then the police who are supposed to stop criminals, they also might kill you. This world is an evil place because of evil people. Here's the good news. World War III is going to take care of all of the evil people. They're all gone. Barakatah Yahweh Yahushua, all of them will be gone. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. Every oppressor will be unalived. Every black or Hispanic who would hurt your children, hurt your wife, hurt your nation, they'll be gone too. So now the world becomes a beautiful place because all of the ugly people are gone. That's why we need World War III. That's why we need this nuclear war, because all of them are firewood. Sister, you want to say something? Please. Mm-hmm. Please. Mm-hmm.
Isaiah 26 and 20 always gave me comfort.
I hear that.
I wanted to know if I was right in that thinking.
You absolutely are, but we'll break it down nonetheless. Give her a hand. Well said. Someone read it for the sister. Isaiah 28 and 29.
I'm sorry, Isaiah 26 and 20.
Isaiah 26 and 20. The water.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 26 and verse 20. Come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers.
Forget about it. Let me give everyone some context, right? Let me try to, this is also, where is this at? In Ezra, Yediah? When the war happens, they're fighting each other. In the middle of the fight, Jesus Christ returns. We'll get that next, all right? Let me just try to explain to you the prophecy for World War III, right? There's going to be war, nations fighting each other like they're doing right now. But then something will happen that makes everyone come into the Middle East to fight there. That's what you see happening right now. When those hostages were taken by Hezbollah, it caused America to send ships over to the Middle East. All of America's allies had to come to the Middle East. And then all of the allies of the Palestinians, which is Hezbollah. Who are the allies of Hezbollah? Hezbollah is a terrorist organization that controls that area of Palestine, right? But they have allies. Their allies are Iran, which is a major country, right? Iran, they're the allies of the Palestinians. Who are Iran's allies? Russia is Iran's ally. China is Iran's ally. So because of these hostages being taken, all of these different countries had to come into this land to defend each other, to back each other up. You get my point? If you've been in a fight before, you know, if your friend fights somebody, what's the happen? Now my cousin is in the fight. So what does that mean? Now here I come out in the fight because my cousin is in the fight. And because I'm in a fight, now here comes my friends. That's how countries work, the same way. America's fighting, which means here comes Great Britain. Here comes America. Here comes Germany. Russia is fighting, which means here comes China. Here comes Iran. They all have allies. They all come into this land to defend their friends. Everyone understands, right? Now, when that happens, and that is happening now, what I just described, when I was young in the truth, this had not happened. I was talking about this like a future event. What I just described is happening now, tonight. We're going to tell you how I Every nation is down there in the Middle East to back up their friend, to help their ally. But this is what's going to happen next. In the middle of this, they're going to start to shoot each other. As they shoot each other, one of those countries who has nuclear weapons will use those nuclear weapons to win that fight. Who has nuclear weapons? America, Great Britain, Germany, India. They have nuclear weapons on this side. On the other side, the side of Russia, North Korea, South Korea, and Pakistan. They have nuclear weapons. I'm sorry, and the country of Israel has nuclear weapons. Please. China also has nuclear weapons. One of those countries, once one uses them, the other one uses them, the other one uses them, the other one uses them. Do you understand? And then now there's nuclear war. Now, right before those nuclear weapons are used, this is what's going to happen. So now you get my point? So this is right before, right when there's going to be so much death that whoever is breathing is going to die. You understand? This is what will happen. Now you go ahead and read. Whoever had it, please read it for her. Mm-hmm. No, the one that she asked for earlier. Mm-hmm. Come, my people, enter thou into thy chamber. The Most High God is going to send the chariots to receive his elect. The people who have worked hard to survive the coming death. Don't you understand, man? So many times I follow Commander General Yohana, and I wonder, where is your sense of self-preservation? You don't have any of that? You don't have just a sense of, well, I have to do this to survive. Well, you have to come into the U.P.K. to survive, to just live. Because there is a death coming that is so terrible that it's biblical in nature. That's how horrible it is. It's worse than 85 million people dying for World War II. Don't you want to survive that? If you could have been around before World War II and someone would have told you, listen, do not go to Japan, or do not go to Pearl Harbor. Don't go there. Stay away from Pearl Harbor. You wouldn't have listened. Well, that is you right now today if you don't follow Commander General Yohana. Because we're here right now like they were back in 1943 before December 6th, when he's saying, you should avoid Hawaii now. You should avoid this place. You should stay away from there. You should live a life that provides protection from what's going to happen in Hawaii. Would you not listen? Wouldn't you hear? Well, that's you right now. Don't you want to preserve your life? There is death coming that is so extreme, there will be no way to not die unless you are saved, preserved, and protected in a chamber sent by God. The Most High God is going to send his chariots right before the nuclear war. His chariots are coming. That's when you're going to hear the trumpets roar, and the angels of God will be here to protect you. And then now the elect of God will be taken up into these chariots. Inside these chariots will be rooms with the doors shut, so that none of the nuclear power, none of the nuclear fire ever touch you. You'll be safe in there. The Most High has prepared these chambers or these rooms for you from before the foundation of the world, when he knew he was going to do this. These rooms are inside what you would call UFOs, what the Bible calls the chariots of God. Keep going. Shut your door in that chamber. Go ahead.
Hide thyself as if were for a little moment.
Hide yourself like it was for just a moment. That's how you want to think about it. You want to think like, who? Oh man, it was. I know Russia. I was watching the news one day, and I see Russia and America pointing weapons at each other. I'm watching the news, and I hear they saying that you should go down into your basement and hide. Think about what people had to do during Hurricane Katrina. People had to do in North Carolina. It's so similar in that you're living your normal everyday life. Give me two shall be in the field, one taken, one left behind. You're living your average everyday life. You're going to work, you're watching your kids, and all of a sudden you hear the news say, go in your basement, get to high ground. I heard them telling me I should get some gasoline and get some food. I kind of ignored that. I didn't think it was really anything. Think about people felt in Florida just now. When they hear about some danger coming, the storm that might be coming, but I've heard that before my whole life, wars and rumors of wars. I've heard this rumor that it was going to be a big storm in Florida, so I kind of ignore it, right? Because I'm from Florida, so I ignore this storm. But then it starts to seem like the rumors are getting too loud. At the last minute, I say, maybe I should get to high ground. Then the water is up to here. And now I'm scrambling. Now I'm trying to get on my roof. Then the water is here. And there's only one thing to do when the water gets here. Pray. Pray to the Lord. What if you knew about it before it got to here? You would pray now. You would prepare now. That is World War III. There is a destruction coming that's like the destruction that just came to Florida, that came to Hurricane Katrina. It's coming. And you don't want to be a fool that ignored the forecast. Do you understand? You don't want to be some dummy that ignored the weatherman. Commanding General Yohana is the weatherman. He's telling you this thing is coming. There's a death coming. A storm is coming. You don't want to say, they always say that. No, it's not going to happen. Nothing will happen. It's coming. It is going to happen. Does everyone understand? When it happens, those of you that have prepared, those of you that have made your hearts ready, those decided that you want to live and not die, you'll be taken up into the Most High's chariots, and you'll be hidden away as if it was just a second that you need to hide away. Just a second. Just get in there, shut the door, close your eyes. It'll be over in a minute. That's going to happen on the Most High God's chariots during nuclear war in the Middle East. Continue.
Until indignation be overfed.
Until the indignation. What is indignation? Indignation is anger. Until the anger passes, hide in these chariots. That's why we're here. That's why we joined the U.P.K. We joined the U.P.K. for the same reason that people in Florida should have watched the weather report. People in North Carolina should have watched the weather report, because we want to live. And we know that a death is coming because the weatherman has told us. He's given us the forecast. Who wants to break that word down to me before I ask Alexa? What does forecast mean? Forehead, forethought. What does forecast mean, officer? To see ahead. Someone is saying, if you live in North Carolina, get to high ground. Leave now. Get out of North Carolina. Get out of Florida. If you live in Tampa Bay, leave now. Leave 3 weeks ago. Don't ignore the forecast, the thing that is telling you what is going to happen before it happens. Don't ignore that. You want to die? That's what you would have to be to ignore World War III. You're going to die. We're here so that you don't die. Commander General Yohana is here giving you the forecast. Does everyone understand? Keep going. Whoever was reading, keep going. Finish this. You done? Solid. Give me the other one I asked for. Go ahead. Please. Please.
Is the day of the Lord the same as World War III?
No, the day of the Lord is not World War III. World War III is a prophecy that must come to pass for the day of the Lord to come to pass. World War III is the final prophecy before the chariots return. So you want to think before World War III, what do you need? Nation against nation, race wars, riots in the street. That's in the Apocrypha as well. When you see tumult among the people. Oh boy, the election time is coming. And those Donald Trump people are going to burn down something. Win or lose, they'll burn down something. Right? There's going to be, they spent $6 billion on this election. That money is going to go to giving some man $20 an hour to become 500 men to go out and burn something down. They're going to pay for armies with this money that they have. You remember Black Lives Matter, don't you? Where are they at now? Gone. But Black Lives Matter was paying $20 to form an army of 2,000 people that would just burn everything, wreck everything, destroy everything, so that Hillary Clinton could become president. She lost. And then January 6th came. And then Donald Trump's people went and raided the Congress, raided that place. Now, a brother called me 3 days ago and he said, and you'll hear about this on your own, people are paying $20 an hour to go work for these candidates. Have you not heard about this? You will. They're paying $20 an hour for you to become a member of the army of Kamala Harris or the army of Donald Trump. These armies are going to fight each other. And you will see tumults among the people, riots among the people. That's a prophecy. The poverty, the COVID-19 virus, that was another prophecy. That was a plague that the Most High God said would happen. You're going to see disease, poverty, death. All of these things are prophecies. The final one is when nation upon nation, give me that right now, nations upon nations into the valley. You're going to see countries upon countries come down into the valley of decision. And when they get there, they're going to fight each other. In that fight, they're going to have to use nuclear war to win the fight. Before that happens, Jesus Christ is going to come back. The chariots will be in the sky and the trumpets will roar. And the people that the Most High God has decided to save because of their good conduct, because they stood so stiffly for him upon the earth, or because they helped the man that stood for God, they're going to get up on the chariots and never see nuclear war ever. The fire will never touch them. 1,000 shall fall on thy right hand, 1,000 shall fall on thy left, yet the smoke shall never come near to thee. It will never touch you. You'll be on the chariot, protected, safe, in the chamber. After that, what's the question about the day of the Lord? The day of the Lord is that. The day of the Lord is when those chariots come back. So the World War III happens before the coming of Jesus Christ, but the coming of Jesus Christ is happening when the Third World War III happens. Sometime when it happens, that's when the chariots are going to return. So when you hear about, oh, Russia attacked America, they're fighting in Jerusalem, they're fighting in the in the coast of this city. They're fighting. They're shooting each other. Somewhere in there, somebody is going to launch a nuclear weapon. Somebody. And then their enemy is going to launch one back at them. Then they'll attack Russia. Then they'll attack the mainland United States, the mainland UK, the mainland France. Somewhere in there, you're going to hear trumpets roar. And that's the coming of Christ. That's the day of the Lord, is when Christ returns. You understand? Marab.
So we had a question from headquarters.
Mm-hmm.
From Alton Eisenhower. He said, what scripture best says we get peace when the nations go to war?
Oh, there's so many of those, and they're good ones too. Bear with me 1 second. On the tip of my tongue. We get peace when the nations go to war. Let me think about it for 1 second, Ak. I'll give it to you. Let me try to get these precepts that General Hazayan gave me real fast, but it's the perfect one is right on the tip of my tongue. Let me just think of the perfect one for 1 second, all right? Stand by, I'll give it to you, all right? Ooh, it's right there. It's coming. Stand by, brother, all right? Headquarters, all right? Let me wrap up these precepts that Haz gave me, all right?
If I may, one.
Go ahead, warrior.
I got that precept you had asked for in 2nd Esdras.
Go ahead, please.
It's the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 13, verse 29. Behold, the days come when the Most High will begin to deliver them that are upon the earth.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 30. And he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell the earth.
That's an excellent precept. Stand by. The days are coming when the Most High shall deliver them that dwell upon the earth. Here, that's us. We live on this earth. We're here on this ground, suffering on this ground every day. No one cares about you. No one wants to fight a war for you. No one gives a damn about you at all. Our oppressor fought the Civil War and then made you a double slave in the North at the end of the Civil War. If you're living in New York, Philadelphia, and Chicago, they went to war so that you could live in North Philly, so that you could be right here. So you could live in Washington, D.C., so you could live in Detroit, so you could live in Chicago. They fought a war over that. That's why they went to war, so that you could stop being the slave in the South and begin to be the slave in the North. No one cares about you, but the Lord our God, he cares about you because he cared about your forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And the Most High God is going to do what? Read that again.
Verse 30. And he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth.
And we're going to be astonished. What does the word astonished mean? Amazed, shocked. Like our salvation that's coming is shocking. What did you think you'd be saved by? Kamala Harris? That's what you thought, right? I know you thought Barack Obama was going to save you. Don't lie, because I saw you. I know you thought that. I know. I saw you crying. I saw you. I was in the truth. You were in the world, and I saw you crying. I saw you say Barack Obama became president. You just knew he was going to get rid of your credit card debt, didn't you? You thought he was going to end your student loans, didn't you? You thought he was going to get rid of your credit card. You thought rent was going to be free, didn't you? When Barack Obama became president. You gotta tell the truth on yourself. You thought, right? You thought you was getting reparations. I saw you. Oh my God. You just knew the kingdom had come when Barack Obama became president. It didn't. Right? It didn't. Think about the slaves that when the North won the Civil War on Juneteenth, they celebrated today. They thought it was, the kingdom was here. They thought everything would be different. Then they moved to Chicago after the Civil War. They moved to Brooklyn and New York and Harlem at the end of the Civil War. They moved to North Philly, Detroit at the end of the Civil War, right? You've always thought that there was some other path to salvation when there is none but World War III, but the coming of the Lord. There is no other way to end this. You would like it to be. I know. You think a promotion on your job changes your life. I know you do. Who thought that a college degree would change their life? Then you think that was just going to be like, man, once I get this college degree, there will be no pain and no suffering. Come to find out. Then you heard about some bitch named Sally Mae. Have you heard of her? She's a terrible bitch. Sally Mae is a dirty, down, low down bitch. She's horrible. You'll hear of her, and then you'll see, what did I even go to school for? What was the point of any of this at all? Well, there is only one path to real salvation, and that is the day of the Lord. The day of the Lord does not happen without World War III. Everyone understands. Am I missing something? Where am I at right here? Please.
Three more verse, sir.
Let me let the brother get it on. All right, Levi, you got it. Go ahead.
Okay. And one shall undertake to fight against another. One
shall undertake to fight against another, one city. Go ahead.
Against another, one place against another, one people against another, and one realm against another.
That's what has to happen. I mean, a college degree, getting a good job, a promotion, they're band-aids to the sickness. They help a little. You get a better job, that's better than no job. You get a car, that's better than the bus. These things help, but they will never fix your problem. To fix your problem, you need a change in status. Status changes when your people change. When now you're not on the bottom anymore, you're on the top. That can only happen through war. War is the only way that people change status. I'm not making this up. This is history. When do a people go from being on the bottom to being on the top? War. And there is no other way to do it. There has never been another way to do it, and that will not change. People change status because of war. World War III will change your status. It will change. It will make the people on the bottom will now go to the top, and the people on the top will go to the bottom. That's what's going to happen. Now your children are upper class children. Your children aren't niggers and spicks anymore. They're the upper class of society. That's who your children are now because of war. Keep going, Levi.
Verse 32. And the time shall be when these things shall come to pass, and the sign shall happen which I shewed thee before, and then shall my son be declared.
Let me tell you, that's going to happen. France and England and Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates and Kuwait, they all coming down to the valley of decision. Give me that next, after Levi. They come in there, they fight each other, they use the weapons they have at their disposal. Christ returns. Read that again.
And then shall my son be declared.
Christ comes back. Christ comes back in the middle of that war. The Bible says that when they're fighting each other and the chariots of God appear in the sky, they stop fighting each other and they turn their weapons on the angels of God. Give me that after this. That's going to happen. If you ever wanted all nations to come together, all nations will come together to fight Jesus Christ. That's going to happen. They're fighting each other right now. But one day, give me, if you could, someone else hold that. Now give me Ronald Reagan saying this at the UN. You know what I want, right? Ronald Reagan said this in the 80s. Ronald Reagan said, wouldn't our differences among each other be small if an enemy from another world came? Wouldn't we stop fighting each other and be unified? Ronald Reagan was telling the truth during the nuclear age, during a time when Russia and America were in the middle of the Cold War, because we're going to fight Jesus Christ together. Russia and America become allies to fight Jesus Christ. That's in the Bible, and Ronald Reagan said it. He said it at the UN. They're going to be fighting each other. The chariots come back, take up God's elect, put them in their chambers, and the Russians and the Americans say, we have to stop fighting each other. We have to start fighting him. And they become allies. And they're going to turn their weapons on the angels of God. And then they're going to fire their nuclear weapons on the angels of God. That battle will last about how long? An hour. That's about a 1 hour long fight. then the worms get to eat that day. The worms get fat that day. Everybody understands. I'll break it down for you right now. You die? What do you? I'm sorry.
In our obsession with antagonisms of
Levi?
That was the next verse
the moment.
mentioned.
We often
Okay, did I just say that, or do you need more? What time do I end the class, you die? What's the usual? What's time? Find out. See what Commander Julian Hunter wants me to in the class. All right. If he's available, he might not be. Go ahead. All right, go ahead and play it.
often forget how much unites all the members of humanity.
The ones I just described. Let me get those and then I'll end it, all right? Go ahead.
In our obsession with antagonisms of the moment, we often forget how much unites all the members of humanity. Perhaps we need some outside universal threat to make us recognize this common bond. I occasionally think how quickly our differences, in our obsession with antagonisms of the moment, we often forget how much unites.
Someone read the precept while we're waiting. Mirage, just start playing it. I'll stop when you read it. Go ahead, Art. Yes. You got a mic? You need a microphone? You die? You good to go? Go ahead.
Joel 3:14. Multitudes in the valley of decision.
What does 13 say?
Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe.
That's an old school Commander General precept. He used to always say that. Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. The sickle is that thing like that thing. What's that big old thing that you see the angel of death in the cartoons? That big old say again? A sickle, right? You swiping it and swiping it. Say again. Give him a hand. The Grim Reaper. That's that thing the Grim Reaper has. Well, that thing is to turn grass into hay. It's a sickle. And
In our obsession with antagonisms of the moment,
put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Meaning it's time to kill the grass. It's time to kill the wheat. It's time. The wheat is fat and plump, and it's time to kill it. It's a metaphor for war. It's time for war. Continue.
Come, get you down, for the press is full.
Come get you down, meaning he's cutting down the wheat, for the press is full.
we often forget how much unites all the members of humanity. Perhaps we need some outside universal threat.
All right? You cut down the vines so that you can press the grapes into juice to make wine. Keep going.
The fat overflow.
The fat is talking about the guts of grapes. When you press the grape down and those guts come out, and the guts are overflowing the pulp of the grape, so that you can get all that grape juice to make wine. All of this is a metaphor for blood and for war. Keep going.
For their wickedness is great.
Their what?
Their wickedness is great.
How evil does this world have to get before you pray for war? How much more do you want to take? COVID wasn't enough for you. Crack wasn't enough. Heroin wasn't enough. Child abuse wasn't enough. The public schools you had to go to. Welfare, poverty, the projects. How much until you say it's enough, it's grown enough, it's time to cut it down? You have to pray for war. The wickedness is just too much. Keep going.
Multitudes.
Listen carefully. Multitudes. Multitude is like multiplication. Many. Go ahead.
In the valley of decision.
Many in the valley of decision. A valley is like, imagine two mountains right here. And a valley is that land in between two mountains, right? What is that valley? The valley of decision is Israel. Israel, the land of Israel. That's the valley of decision. Multitudes, many countries come into this valley. Come into this valley.
In our obsession with antagonism,
The Fertile Crescent or Mesopotamia, all of that is Israel. It's that flat land that is fertile, the land fed by those 4 rivers, the land of Israel. Multitudes, many countries come into the valley of what? Decision. Why is it called the valley of decision? Because in that land is where the next ruler of the planet Earth will be decided. In the valley of decision. Barakatah Yahweh Yahushua. That's where it's decided. Or you can just, fight off the next epidemic of crack or heroin or child abuse. If you like things the way they are, keep doing it. I'm not stopping you. That's up to you. Me, myself, I'd prefer a new king, a new ruler. Come on now. Yeah, brother. Yeah. So like when you mentioned college, I went to school. I'm about to go to college. What I want to do, yeah. Like I was told, you got to go to college. And, you got to move out the hood. And, God is white. Yeah. But once you really understand the Bible, you see the circumstances that we under and the environment that put around us. You really start to realize, okay, I need Christ to put something else with Christ. Yeah, give him a hand now. Let me tell you about there are so many men that thought that a temporary solution was a permanent one, and they found out the wrong way. There's a man named Puff Daddy that wanted to do what? Make it out the hood. Who ever heard Puff Daddy's story about the roaches? Who knows what I'm talking about? You've never heard this story? You die. I don't have time for this, but put it on after I'm gone. Story about how he was young and he went to eat something. I think it was cereal. And he poured the cereal on his face. And instead of cereal coming out, roaches came all over his face because he lived in a project in Harlem. I believe 142nd Street or something like that in Harlem. And he talked about how these roaches came out the cereal box. He said he opened his mouth and roaches came all over his face. And that day motivated him to make something of himself, to succeed at any cost, to do whatever he had to do to get out of the project. So many of us have thought that these temporary fixes, they don't. And you find out the hard way. There is only one way to change the world, and it's a one-word answer. Give me the answer. Give me the answer. In the room or out the room, it changes the world every time it happens. Every time it happens, it changes the world. The car? Give him a hand. War is the only thing that changes the world. At World War I, Germany was in charge. They weren't after World War I. World War II, who was in charge? Great Britain was in charge. Who'd you have on the? You had Queen Elizabeth and her father, King George. And before that, you had Queen Anne and Queen Victoria. Great Britain was in charge of the world. Then World War II happened. Then America was in charge after World War II. Now World War III is coming. There's going to be a new ruler after World War III. That new ruler will be blacks and Hispanics. A new heaven and a new hell. A new earth and a new heaven. Kingdoms will change the way they always change. War. World War III is the only thing that can help us. Everyone understands. Morale. Mhm. Wait, let me finish this. This is my last one. Give me this valley right here, then I'll get Trinidad, then I'm done. Go ahead.
For the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision.
The day of the Most High God is near in the valley of decision. That's where it's happening. The valley of decision is the land of Israel, which is the Middle East. That's where this war is going to be decided. Right there. It starts there. I want you to go home and pray for it. I want you to get down on your goddamn knees and pray for World War III. That's what is required of you. Or else you'll get the alternative, and then you can send those daughters of yours to school and assume they won't get pregnant when they're 13. You can assume that. Just like my mother assumed that she was wrong. Do you understand? She was wrong. You can assume that the death that happens to you won't happen to them. You will be wrong. You have to pray for war. It is the most important thing in life. It is how nations change positions on the earth. It's how the loser becomes the winner and the winner becomes the loser. Nations into the valley of decision. Any more? So what was the last thing I just said I wanted to go over? The brother's question, all right? Any questions in the room before I end the class? Any questions from Detroit, Chicago, Austin? Any questions? Go ahead, Al.
Just one thing, right? Knowing that, we being here in the Caribbean, right? We always look to our bigger brother, and Judah being in America, help us in this aspect that without this, the knowledge of the truth, passing down, we wouldn't be able to really have what we have right now, right? And it's so important, wherever, like, we're bringing out, the nation should be very, let me say, thankful for what Commander General Yana has done. And he raised up righteous black men to continue to walk on in this struggle. Just as our king, Yahushua, said that, this truth is going to be handed on to, men that will continue on in it. And I just wanted to say to Wada on behalf of the Trinidad and Tobago School, where I will be able to to really get this and, throughout the Caribbean, islands. Yeah.
Give him a hand. Well said. And just so you brothers out there know, the camp in Trinidad, Commanding General Yohana is very impressed with your progress, Trinidad. Commanding General Yohana receives excellent reports from Captain Mashak Mayum and from General Hazayan about your progress. And you are men of well-renown in the UPK. Your brothers know about your work up. Your brothers know about your work, and we value you, and we thank you for your service in Trinidad. All right, brother? He got it. Anything else, Marah? Mayan? Come on. Give him a hand. Ronald Reagan. Zawada, you're right. Let's play Ronald Reagan, and that's that. Go ahead. No problem. Okay. Wait, we can't hear it, but they'll hear it online. Okay. Do you think? Go ahead.
In our obsession with antagonisms of the moment, we often forget how much unites all the members of humanity. Perhaps we need some outside universal threat to make us recognize this common bond. I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world. And yet, I ask you, is not an alien force already among us? What could be more alien to the universal aspirations of our peoples, war and the threat of war?
After that, we'll we'll play it for everyone in here, and then that's that, all right? All right. So everyone online, I'm going to play it one more time for the brothers and sisters here in Philadelphia, all right? And then I'll end the class. Go ahead. What about these callers? I forgot about the damn callers. Oh, the cities. Okay, throughout. I'll get it from you 1 second. Throughout. I appreciate you.
Of the moment. We often forget how much unites all the members of humanity. Perhaps we need some outside universal threat to make us recognize this common bound. I occasionally think how quickly.
Say your name, Warrior. A War in your rib. What's your rib's name? A War and Rakaya made the food tonight. Husband and wife, outstanding. Come on. Officer Quatazar Karab, give him a hand. Well done, huh? Officer Aitanya, give him a hand. I heard the food was delicious. I will find out in about 10 minutes. I'm going to eat it in the car. Right? I'll find out in 10 minutes. In the car, I'll be eating this food. I appreciate you, the water, for your service. We'll get it out. And for all of you all over the country, all over the world that came together tonight to pray for World War III in Trinidad, Detroit, Austin, all the camps of the Israelite School of U.P.K. all over the world, and for the brothers and sisters that provided the food in those rooms. Thank you for your service. All right. Gracias. Gracias por tu servicio, for wherever you are. All right. We good to go? Come on. Go ahead. Do you think? Oh, you can't listen to it. Y'all got to go home and watch that. You got to type in what? What do they type in? Ronald? What's the name of it?
President Ronald Reagan on alien threat at the United Nations.
Listen, that happened. President Ronald Reagan and the what? President Ronald Reagan on an alien threat at the United Nations. When you go home, when you get in your car, you type that in, and you're going to go find that video of Ronald Reagan preparing for World War III. With that, I want to pass the class over to Police Officer Matumya. Come here, Charlotte.
Right.